Very good.
Thank you very much.
Splendid.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
It's a hat.
Is that a hat for
And a
cycling?
pair of waterproof winter socks.
Awesome.
Nice, yeah. They're really nice because you can wear them with your runners
I
in the winter.
appreciate all the outdoor stuff because I know what it is. Because I'm doing stonemason now for, I don't know how, forever it seems. And I still haven't figured out what clothes are the best. Because the situations...
They're good because you can wear your summer runners. And your feet will be waterproof with those socks. You can wear your runners and your feet won't get wet.
I have runners, but I don't have runners that I don't know if they'd be up to road running.
Yeah, like kind of like the
yeah, I have to look into that because I was saying to Lucy, giving her another giggle. She thinks like, sure, yeah. And where are you going to get the time to do that?
But she can go from running. It takes 20 minutes.
You figure it out.
I went for a run this morning for 25 minutes, and I was like a new man afterwards. You know what I mean? So
the hardest part is simply just doing it.
It's 24 hours a day, man. The time is not.
That's exactly true. But like we're back. We came back Wednesday evening, and like I was just saying to himself up on the road, and I was walking Diego, that it's your body is so out of whack.
Yeah.
From the sizzling heat to this. And it's like, okay, I'm going to give it a few days because I have the luxury, I can do this. So I'll probably regret it at the end of next week. But, you know, at the same time, you're very well right. We got to get back to reality as quickly as possible. So you start doing a few bursts of exercise kind of thing, you know what I mean? A bit of weight training. It's just more for, it was never about bodybuilding or anything. It's about just getting the body in a condition to do what it needs to do, and it's all about, you know, if you injure yourself and you're in shape, you've a better chance of recovering better and faster because you're in shape.
Of course.
So that's what it's all about, you know. Like you said, well, if you're not working, it affects a whole bunch of stuff. It's like an octopus.
Absolutely.
You know.
I find if my weight is down a bit, if my weight is down, I've no backache. But if my weight goes up a little bit, maybe like 4 or 5 kg, then I'd get shoulder ache and backache.
Yeah.
So actually, just keeping fit and lean has me going around the place in
that.
you know, with less, you know, fucking aches and pains.
I find that, but a buddy of mine was saying, like, you know, when you get to a particular age, like, oh, here we go, you have to have an extra pound or two. He said, because if you get sick,
maybe
the body kind of needs that.
I think it's nice to be liking around the place, isn't it?
I'm not really, no one in our family would have been, you know, we're not chunky monkeys.
You're not heavy. I know your family. You're lean enough. You're all lean.
They're all
your
whippets,
kids are as
like,
well.
you know what I mean?
And I know your family.
And it's like, it's just a way of life. But the mother would be, the mother nearly have you think you were Italian when you were a kid, the way she'd be talking to you.
You're Italian, look about you though, don't you? You're like, a bit of an old fucking...
She's very much about how you present yourself for yourself first and foremost. And then after that, it's like, it doesn't matter what people think because you're above them. Anyway. Is
your family still in Beachfield?
Yeah. I was over there the other day when I met you. I went straight over to my mum. It's a mad house.
Yeah.
It's in a good way, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We were neighbours growing up, weren't we? Bill almost. Yeah. On Roughton Park.
Pretty much.
Across the road. Even though we never spoke once, I don't think. I would have seen you up and down the street. You were kind of one of these cool dudes, I think.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you get a picture of someone across the road and you were like, I thought I was an outcast too, like, but I was like, you know, I wouldn't be mainstream GAA soccer kind of guy. I'd be more into like individually sports, you know, cycling, running, and then I would have seen you across the road and kind of maybe arty, kind of musicy kind of fucking dude, like on your own kind of. We were both maybe lonery kind of individually dudes, but on different fucking sides of the street almost. You know what I mean? Anyway, not that I've thought about you doing this, but I do
reflect back on my time in that age and place and environment, and you know, because you're always trying to figure out this wasn't my plan. Not that I had a fucking plan, but my idea would have been very different. Like everyone's idea is very... I mean, you have an idea who you are and what you want to do, but then like tells you who you are and tells you what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And there's an acceptance somewhere along the way. And then you're like, thank God I figured this out.
Yeah.
You didn't figure it out. It was forced on you because you were too stupid to see it in the first place. And then you look back and you see where there were opportunities, but you never saw them as opportunities.
Yeah.
And there were things you ended up attacking and rebelling against. When if you had maybe the proper guidance, it would have been, you'd have got to where you wanted to go faster, I think.
I know.
But again, it's like, each to their own and blah, blah, blah. But it's a fucking game. And it's just, you've only one life though. So don't be fucking around. Just try to... I'll be trying to get my boys...
Take it on. Have a go.
When I'm looking at the kids, even though they're only like 5 and 10, I'll be talking to them like I talk to adults.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to instill in them like, not like, I'm not fucking baiting it into them.
No, but ask them as well. Ask them. They're fucking...
Like Sebastian is very much into the farming thing and the tractors. He loves... I know what I know about tractors comes from him.
Yeah.
He's dialed right into the tractor scene and the farm scene. All his friends in school are farming families. He's 5. He's fucking mental about tractors. And I'm like, cool. Give me a job on your farm when you get there. Yeah. That kind of thing, you know what I mean? Nice. But everything changes, I suppose. But you never know. But like I'm saying is, sometimes what you are and what you're looking for is already there.
Well, we were blessed, dude. We live in what I would consider... I've travelled a lot of the world, and we lived and were brought up in such a great fucking town. Surrounded by such beautiful fucking people. And like, we've such great sports clubs and facilities, and there's such history to the town, and there's been... Just so many families have been there so long, so well established and solid and sound. I just fucking love the place. I love doing business there. I love being in the clubs there. I love walking the streets. I love knowing everybody. It's just a great place to be.
It is great.
It's a great place
5
to do
minutes
business.
from the middle of the town, you're in the middle of the country.
I know.
Walking.
You could just walk down Barnan there and like you could be anywhere in the world. There's nowhere it's beautiful.
Geographically, it's beautiful. But I mean, I have a few gripes.
We've all gripes, but we're going to be positive here.
It's become.
It's fucking become.
And it's like...
It's just evolved into...
But the people who I think would have done... Or, I don't know, it's like...
It's a great place. It's just...
It is a great place, but it's just... Don't be complacent. You can lose great stuff very easily.
I know, and everything could be better, but like... It's just the clubs. You got the Grange Athletics Club. You got like... Jeez, dude, these... There must be like fucking like nearly 100 in the club of all positive, sound out, healthy, fucking great people.
Lunatics.
Demented fucking lunatics. Do you know what I mean? Like real good people, and cycling club, rowing club, fucking swimming club.
The rowing club is cool.
Yeah, and swimming club, karate club. Like it's just brilliant.
Brian Toomey's still going, is he? With the karate? Because I remember when I was a kid, I was in the karate for a spell. And it is great being but I don't know, somewhere along the way, that just got decapitated from my mindset, we'll say.
The karate?
The whole club thing in general.
Thing. Yeah.
And it's only since the archery thing happened, I think, I started with a club, just because you kind of had to figure out how you do this.
Archery,
And then for whatever reason I was thinking, I want to be better and I'm going to do it myself, because there's a different kind of... In that particular club, it was very much a different type of bow than what, like the Rambo bow, the compound bow, and I'm more of a recurver.
Have you a bow here? No, is that a bow? That's the one. I used to work in the Adventure Centre. Remember I told you I used to work in Delphi Adventure Centre.
Yeah.
They're the exact bows we had.
That's too much for me. That's a £50 bow, but I bought it out of ignorance and I thought it looked cool, and I got and then it broke my nose shooting that fucking bow, because it was like, Jesus, this is, and when I let go, but then this is the bow I bought.
Oh really?
That's the first bow I bought.
Not familiar with
What's
that.
left of it?
Okay. I can't even...
You put limbs on her.
Oh, it's just a hand basically.
It's just a riser kind of thing. But now I've got a new one that I love, and I'm still breaking it in, to be honest. It's the same height, so you can use the same limbs, but it's still, there's a bit of weight to it that this one is feather-light.
Okay.
But it's I love my new bow. I keep talking about even people are texting me like, why don't you fucking bring it in and show us on the podcast what the bow is?
Bring in the bow?
And I'm like, I'm not doing that. No. Not yet. Because I tried that with this bow at the start because I was so excited about it. I get really excited about archery and the whole thing to do with archery. It's I love it. It's fantastic. And the people you meet, man, fucking splendid. Top draw. And...
Is there events and stuff? Is this like something?
Every weekend. Every weekend. You see parts of the country. that you wouldn't otherwise see if you weren't involved.
Of course, yeah.
And you see some of the most beautiful woodlands that you wouldn't ever see.
I get it. The backdrop to some of these events must be fantastic. It's
unbelievable. You're trekking through all these forests and stuff.
Medievally fucking shit, like, you know what I mean? I'm with you, yeah.
There's all these fucking old stone walls popping up out of the ground for no particular reason in the middle of the woodland and moss covered. It looks beautiful. But it's, like I said, we were up in Derry this year, we were up in Mayo. And I'm like, what the fuck?
We're in Mayo. I used to live in Mayo now for years.
We were in a woodland. We got lost.
Okay.
We totally got lost in Mayo. We ended up. There was a big lock, and we were at the wrong end of it. And it's not like
there's some big lakes up there.
It's not like you can drive along it and get to where you gotta go. You gotta go all the way over here.
No, it's a fucking 100-mile fucking route to go into the other side of the lake up there.
So it took us about 4.5 hours. We got to fucking Derry in the same time frame it took us to get to Mayo, where we were going in Mayo. But again, it's only the second year that I'm in archery myself and the brother David, and Lucy's in it as well. And I'm kind of like, I'm going to be a champion. That's my head. That's where I want to be. And it's more about proving it to myself than anything else. It's selfish, but fuck it. Let it be. And so ended the first year kind of on a high because things were climbing and I was getting places quicker than I thought I would.
What you mean, you're hitting the bullseye more often?
Yeah, I'm just getting
from a further distance out.
Yeah, but then I changed the bow, and all the littlest changes you make big changes in your results. And then I crashed. And then I was like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, fuck. And then I don't know. This year has been. It's been a struggle in a sense, but at the same time, I've got more rewards this year because I've kind of adopted the idea of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to tune in a balance where there's repetition of effort and training, if you will, but it's still mainly about enjoyment. And then it's just getting the mechanics of it going.
Yeah.
And it's just I can't wait for next year. I'm kind of ready for next year already.
Is it a summer sport, is it? Or is it
no, you
indoor venues, is there?
There's indoor shoots, but there's mainly what we do is field archery. So you're shooting 3D targets that are like, they look like animals.
Yeah.
But they're not, and they're at all these different distances, and you gotta look through trees and get your line perfect.
Nice.
It's fucking Superman. I get some. I get a lot of Hollywood shots, I call them, or Kevin Costner shots from Prince of Thieves, because I'd be just like, no, and then.
Are you into video? Are you like? I know you did a podcast, but are you into like? Kind of taking the video with you to these events and kind of.
I have the phone with me all the time.
Yeah.
But it depends on the day. If I feel within the first hour, well, this is not going as I hoped it would.
Yeah.
Then I'd probably...
The event, yeah. Then you pull out the camcorder and turn into fucking the TV guy.
I'd probably do more fucking video that day and have the laugh more.
Would you chat to a few lads? Would lads be prepared to fucking...
I'm annoying everybody. I'm annoying everybody.
How do people feel about that when
they're
you're
great.
fucking like
they're
fucking
super.
gawking at that? Are they cool?
They're super.
Yeah, good. No, yeah.
I've yet to meet a prick. Basically, I've yet to meet a prick.
Yeah.
Everyone is just... There might be a bit... Because like you said, I'm unaware of how a person feels about someone just getting in their fucking space sometimes. And a lot of them will be like, what the fuck is this guy? But by the end of the day, we're joking and having a laugh. So it's like, you just got to be aware. So it's like... It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
And the people are just lovely. They really are. It's a really good community. And the more you go in, the more familiar faces they become familiar.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's like just a lot of them that are going to all the shoots. They're really into it. And they're great. And you get talking to them then, and you say like, "Well, come here, I'm kind of shit. I thought I'd be awesome by now, but I'm kind of..." And they're laughing at you, and then they'll give you nuggets of information. Maybe you should try this, or maybe you should try that.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Things you would never know.
Yeah. So your competitors are even giving you a little few tips to,
it's all about like, because once you get to a level, it's irrelevant who's shooting against you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it starts and ends with you against you. You will getting better for you because you have set your target, whatever. It's very weird. But it's very beautiful, and I love it.
Any local events, no? Anything kind of...
You have some in Red Fox Archers now will be the closest club, I think.
Where's that?
They're just outside Care.
Care.
And then you have Blackcastle Archers in Thurles. They have a great setup outside Thurles. And I was there for the CIFA Championships this year. Because that's a different organisation. You have the CIFA, and we're in with Yuki. Not Yuki. Oh, I always forget the fucking details.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
mean to me.
we're in with who we're in
the
with.
other association anyway.
They were like one at the start, but then there was a civil war.
They it's the same with two. All these like.
So now you've two, but one is getting bigger than the other.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression, just from chit chats, that the CIFA crowd were going to be disbanded, and it's only a matter of time because a lot of clubs were leaving them just to go solely with
they'll
the
grow
crowd.
out of themselves. We'll say.
So I was thinking I'll go to the CIFA Championships this year, and it was in Blackcastle Arches, which I've never been to. So I said, double bubble, I'll take part in one of those organisations things in a club I've been looking to go to anyway, and because next year it might be there or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just to tick a box, and I was trying to break the bow in as well, and the new bow, and try to get. And it was a great day, 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, and with great weather for it. And they have a lovely setup. When you go to these things, you just start to realise the effort that people put in.
Yeah.
You know, they're not getting paid for this. This is just the love of the game kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even with our club now, I'm like, shit, they're going to want me now to do X, Y. And of course they want as many people as they can get.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, I'm super fucking stupid with time as it is. I'm not the most organised. So I made like a conscious decision. They invited me in to come in and join the club and be the PRO. And I said, it seems like a fresh thing, and the nucleus of the people there are super. So I'm thinking, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make an effort.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a year and see how it goes.
Well done.
And I'm going to hopefully be able to give, because you have to go do the.
You got
to have to give them a day here and there, and
you got to do and get stuck in, isn't it?
And you got to go all the way over there.
It's not for everyone, but
it's not like it's a local thing, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, but at saying that, it's the fact that it's all so new. You know, you have a way of maybe having a voice that'll shape how it'll go. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. It's gonna be cool.
Isn't it gas? Like I'd never know anything about it. It's like we were saying earlier. Like there's be events on and things on, but you wouldn't have a clue they're on unless you're in that circle. Like it's like the Castle Lines 10-kilometer running race that's on. I think it's like the 29th of September. Do you know what I mean? Unless that's a really big event,
unless you're in a club,
or unless you're with the running guys, you wouldn't know that there's a really big, cool event on out the road in a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
And we've one as well in the cycling club. It's a cyclocross event. Do you know what cyclocross is? Cyclocross is, it's like we race around usually the perimeter of fields and through dikes and kind of it's like cross country running. Except you're on your racer, but the racer has wider forks for slightly knobblier tyres, if that makes sense.
So it's not a mountain bike.
It's not a mountain bike. You've got drop handlebars like my racer out there, except the forks and the back stays are a bit wider on the bike, so that you can put grippier tyres on. And then we're racing for an hour around fields, and no two courses are the same. Do you know what I mean? Depending on where you go. And there's a huge event down in Clandelaine on the same day at that Castle Lines running race. I think it's the 29th of September, the Sunday anyway. And there'll be people from all over Ireland will head down to Clandelaine that day, and there's like amazing racing from 8-year-olds up to, as you know, fucking guys in their 60s fucking racing around the fields. And it's so exciting and so much fun. It's like a short road racing would be longer. It might be like, a men's road race might be like a 3-hour event, but a men's cyclocross race might only be a 50-minute or 1-hour race.
Must be intense.
Physically intense. Fucking guts out. Physically, you'd be fucking.
So I'd be like,
but brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Like, then there's a great atmosphere. The same guys you'd see at a road race, they'd nearly be judging you for the colour of your socks. But when you put them into a field, then and the muck, they turn into these earthy. Oh, you're great, you're fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, and it's funny how when you put them in
pain barrier together. I find when people go through a pain barrier together, or even getting drunk together, it's just
the same kind of thing.
A union of sorts, and it breaks down a lot of walls. And it's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, a running race now to me. I was at the Rathcormac 4-mile running race last Thursday night, and like the crack you have there and the buzz you get there, it's like fucking being in the fucking nightclubs 20 years ago off your fucking head. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking, it's the same kind of like fucking buzzy thing going on. Like, oh no,
with
you're
less
fucking
regret.
brilliant. Yeah, how are you getting on? Good, yeah, fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it cool?
Well, that's what you want,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's what I want.
It's like, we tried to take up, I always wanted to get into archery. It was just this, I don't know, it was just always there in the back of my mind, archery. But I knew nothing about it. But then we got bows. I think Lucy bought me a bow for my birthday because I said, you know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to get in, going to find the club, join the club, and that's it. And we couldn't find the club.
You need a license to buy a bow. You don't need a license.
No,
you don't. I'm just sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, it's a sport. You need a license for certain things, and there are certain bows that are illegal to have.
Yeah.
Like a crossbow, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe you need a license for that. I don't know. I wouldn't be the guy to come to know who'll have answers for anybody. I have opinions galore, but answers
very few. That much, but yeah, no, I do.
But it's like,
but you don't. You can go online now and buy an archery bow, can't you? And you don't need a license. That's what I was going to get. Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's like anything else. Like with the kayaks as well. You can spend as much or as little as you want just to get in there and get a taste of it. Yeah. And once you get what you're into,
you might upgrade your kayak.
Exactly.
I mean, people, you might discover you don't watch your plastic fucking sit on kayak might be plenty good enough to head up to
or even inflatable fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
But it's like some people would buy a bow nearly every year. New bow every year. Now, personally, I don't know how they can go through the mental trauma that brings.
I know.
Because you have to rejig everything.
It's like a new snooker cue, or something
the
for a
feel,
guy getting
it's all
used to the
for me, it's all
thing.
about the feel of it. If it feels off, I'm fucked. But if you some people will have a bow and it'll be the only bow they'll have for their life. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's like it's wide open to the personal whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to be worried about. No, you don't have to worry about anything. It's just you have that freedom to just be you and do what you want. And like I said, there's plenty of people who'll bust your balls, but it's all for good crack.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know guys who are fucking pure champion archers. There's one guy there, Dave. I call him Olympic Dave.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he got into archery young, and he was like, I think he was on the national Olympic team at one stage. That's why I call him Olympic Dave when I heard that, because there's so many fucking Daves in the club. I had to start giving people nicknames. Yeah. And so there's him, and then there's Mark Daly down in Dunbrody. He's a fucking unbelievable archer. Like I was out shooting with him one day. I didn't know it was him. I knew that there was a few legends, if you will. He was one of them. Didn't mix series, another one. Fuck me, man. That guy is
Robin Hood stuff, is it?
Assassin is what this guy is. The scores he gets.
Yeah.
You're like, how? Like, but I was out shooting with the two of them at different occasions, and you're thinking like, I don't get it. They're not champions. They're the biggest messers in the fucking group. And as the day goes on, they just fucking slowly but surely tear away from you, and you're looking at the scores. You're like, it's like I'm on pause. And they're still shooting away, but they're still having the crack.
Sure, these guys are doing it from their fucking.
Yeah, but even at that, to still just be so, they're not even really trying that kind of way. I'm thinking, what would it be like if they focused? So if they went to a big, but they're not. They're super awesome, and still having the crack. And for me, that's my new target, to be in that frame of mind where you can be both, and it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
do you have a bicycle? No? Do you own a bicycle? Do you cycle?
I don't own a bicycle. I had a BMX back in the day. That's about the end of my bicycling time.
30 years ago.
Walking, I'd done a lot of walking and running.
Yeah.
But before I got into the vehicles. But no, cycling, I never really got into cycling. I always looked at cycling, obviously from an ignorant individual's point of view, as someone who's having a midlife crisis.
I know, yeah.
You know, guys my age who get the gear and who've never been involved in it.
Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes whereas you I can
fanatical.
Remember.
Some of these guys that come to it late in life, they can be a little bit fanatical. Do you know what I mean? It's like priests, actually. Do you know, you find sometimes priests who come to the priesthood late in life, they can be quite fanatical. Do you know what I mean?
Guilt. They're riddled with guilt for something, I said.
Cyclists and athletes and stuff, when they take it up in their fucking 50s, they go a little bit fucking
deep.
OTT, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, with you now, I remember you, like, way back, always into cycling.
I'm always
competing.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, that's his thing.
Yeah.
So you can understand that. But when I see a guy, I don't know, might have had some mental fucking bubble burst, and next thing he's fucking all the gear.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can tell he's not really knowing what he's doing.
I know.
But it's like, that's a fucking midlife crisis.
That's all right. It's when they're taking over the roads in packs and they're not keeping
I'm not a fan.
That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Because I cycle, I commute every day. I cycle 12 kilometres to work and 12 kilometres home every day. So I have a real good sense of what the traffic is like for cyclists around Fermoy, and it is fan-fucking-tastic. The people, you've no idea.
That's only because there's strict laws for drivers.
No,
I'm sure there's a few drivers thinking if I just...
No, they don't. They may be even thinking that. They always give me a wide berth. They always salute me. They always... In fact, sometimes they give me almost too wide a berth and they're like almost putting themselves in danger. That they're so nice. And the only problem I might have is in the winter time, some oncoming cars forget to dim their lights for me.
So that happens with drivers.
But for more so for cyclists, I think that's the only fucking little kind of negative thing I will say, that they forget sometimes to dim their lights for me on a dark night, and their powerful lights then will blind me.
Yeah, you're dazzled.
And it's if it's raining, I don't know if there's a pothole in the puddle type stuff, that's the only danger I come across. But that being said, I think they just forget to do it because it's not another car. Do you know what I mean? It's not out of badness.
There's no malice.
No, people around here are really good to cyclists. They're really good. Yeah, I have to say. And I'd be the first fucking to give out if there's something to give out about. But no, people around Fermoy are really good for cyclists, and I'd highly recommend cycling around here because they always give you a wide berth, and I don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
But
well, again,
that's my perception of it. But then again, I know how to cycle and how to keep in and how to keep out. So I guess I know how to manage it myself. Yeah, I am. Do you know what I mean? I know not to be holding them up, and if there's a little gap, I just keep in or tuck in the elbow to let them know I'm keeping myself tight for them. And so I know how to work them out there as well, or how to manage the traffic as well when you're cycling. Anyway, but who cares?
I know a lot of it's. I mean, look, how often are you saying how many deaths on the road? Every year, it's like this fucking constant clock in the news, in mainstream media. They're always like, you kill someone today, and it's in the zeitgeist in Ireland, and it's in the general population's psyche. So it's like, it's.
I'm sure now if I was living in fucking Dublin or Galway City or Cork City, I'd be like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, you couldn't cycle. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But around Fermoy and the Mitchelstown and the North Cork kind of area where
different environments have different.
Then I would say
behaviours.
Good.
So it's of course. I mean, what I don't like is all these fuckers who go on about cycle to work. Okay, and how am I going to get a mixer on the back of the bike and a fucking all the gear? People like you just said, when they're take something up and it could be a cause, it could be a sport, it could be whatever it is, and they go deep in fanatical. I don't like this in any part of life. Be it, mainly it's people who are affiliated with the Green Party philosophy, which I think should be deleted from existence because it's nonsense. There's zero fucking common sense involved, and it's bullshit, and it's corrupted the fuck from the whole philosophy of the Green Party.
Okay, and I'm with you. No, I am.
And the way that spreads out. I noticed when I'd be at there was a couple of shoots where you're like, people will try small talk just to kind of break the ice and get in. And usually this is where they go in. They think that it's like talking about environment, talking about X, Y, and Z. And you're like, are you awake? Are you switched on? So I digress. We will not go there. But
we stay away from politics.
But about behaviour and sure, how many people... There's a lot of horses on the road around the area as well, isn't there? So I suppose people in the general area... would be
around Kenwood now, you'd see a lot of
there's more than just cars on the road.
There is, I know, and so we all
the behaviour is
you're
dialed
right.
in,
Actually, the more people that cycle and walk and run on the roads, the more the cars will see that we're all sharing it, and we are, especially in the summer there with the tractors and the lads with the combines and all this kind of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff goes on the roads, other than just driving. I think
the awareness is there for all drivers that wouldn't have been there in the 70s, maybe early 80s.
Yeah.
It's definitely there now. Yeah. It's a given.
It is.
So I just don't see the need for some people just get on a box and scream.
It would be nice to have a few, a few more cycleways and greenways and stuff around, because it is a lovely kind of thing for a family to do. Do you know, when you go down there to Dungarvan with the family and you go onto the greenway that goes all the way to Waterford, it is just a lovely place and a lovely space, separate from the road, where you can cycle with the kids and people ding their bell and say hello, and it's kind of a nice old energy around there as well. And so we could do with a few more of those, maybe kind of interconnecting, but they're coming. I'd like them a little bit quicker, wouldn't you? It would just
progress is very slow.
That one from Mallow to Fermoy, from Mallow to Dungarvan. So there's one like that's got been kind of planning work and stuff done at the moment, from Mallow all the way to Dungarvan.
Really?
And it comes through from right past my bike shop, the old railway line, it's going to go right past my bike shop. And that's a long ways along the planning stage now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when that comes, that's going to actually change Fermoy town. Fermoy is going to become a cyclo-tourism town overnight when this stuff happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be a few years before we see, but it's going to happen. And when it happens, Fermoy, there's going to be a lot more restaurants. There's going to be a lot more coffee shops.
There's going to be a lot more restaurants and coffee shops.
There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more stuff, spin-offy stuff. Like, other shops are going to get busier because of the cyclotourism. Do you know what I mean? The service stations, all the other shops businesses are going to be lifted, I think, by cyclotourism. I think, as soon as this arrives, overnight.
I heard something like that, but with kayaks, like access to the river points. You know,
I know.
There's one in Mallow. Where is it? Mallow? It's some other place, and maybe. Yeah. And it's super job, man. Yeah. Again, you get spin-off business from this.
Of course you do.
Like, you know,
it's
obviously.
It's nothing to do with business anyway. Like, it's to do with people fucking enjoying themselves. Yeah. Like,
and what happens after people enjoying themselves? There's that happy boys. They're, you know, they'll go, oh, there's a shop here. Oh, we go in here for a bite to eat. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
But like I said, it's not about, even though I'm in the business of selling bikes and making money from cyclotourism, but like, it's not the reason I want the greenway is not for that. Well,
of course, but like I said,
it's for me to go out with my family and cycle down. You know,
that's your trip. I mean, from day one, you've been into the cycling. You know, so that's your thing.
I love it. Yeah, it's a great club, the Fermoy Cycling Club. Yeah, and we take kids or.
How big is that club?
It's a really well established club. It's been there 100 years, and it's like a really well established club. It has quite a few numbers, as in, I don't know, there could be 40 or so in the club, maybe more, but it's changed recently. So before, it used to be all of us guys kind of aged kind of like 18 to 40 or whatever like that, racing, but now we get a lot of kids. They have a lot of kids, and some of the guys do really good work with kind of developing kids and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a lot of older guys as well, kind of racing. But actually, there's not that many guys racing from that 18 to 40 age group anymore. There's more kids now, and there's more older guys now. And a lot of the stuff is that cyclocross racing and mountain biking and other type of stuff, you know, and time trials. Not as much road racing as what there used to be in the club. So it's evolved and changed a little bit maybe over the years. Yeah. But to answer your question, it's a big club, really well established, and some great people running it. I don't run it. You know what I mean? I don't even steward. I'd rather plan a number and get stuck in than be steward.
I wouldn't be great. Even when I go to these the committee meetings, I feel like
I'm not fucking just about fucking being on committees and all this shit. Committees, there's better lads than that. Anyway, leave.
Exactly. I honestly believe there's people who are more up for it.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in this part of the whole. Yeah. I'm here to get better archery and meet like-minded people. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be fucking directing cars into the fucking car park at the events. Like, you want to be out there with your bow and arrow, fucking getting bullseyes.
100%. But if I'm the PRO, I have to kind of be there. And so again, it's like when you say I'm going to make an effort. That's me making an effort.
Do a fucking video with them or something. That'll do.
So it's like. Yeah, it's, you know, these are the sacrifices we make apparently.
I know. But I should give more. I feel like I really should give more back to the cycling club than what I do. But I guess I'm just a bit selfish, and I like to take care of number one. Probably. I just do my own thing.
I don't see anything wrong with being selfish.
I don't really mind other people's kids. Fuck them, like myself. That's
me.
But I do appreciate that we need people to coach the kids. I really do,
but there are people who are naturally tuned for that. Do you know what I mean? It's like some people are just brilliant in that space.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
I'm not either.
People think you
no longer going to apologise for it either, because I am who I fucking am, and I couldn't give a fucking bollocks about anyone.
No, you shouldn't have.
I do give a bollocks, but at the same, you hear him saying like, I know what you're saying, but I'd be like, I'm straight up. Like, just do whatever I want.
Don't let any lingering hope be in the conversation. When they come up and say, "Oh, would you fuck right off?" Just fuck right off and leave me alone. I'll be over here shoot my targets. Fuck off. And I might take some photos and whatnot and.
I blow hot and cold as well, so I'm hot now at the moment, as in I'm entering events and I'm training and I'm fucking psyched for this and that. But then you'll fucking meet me now in 2 months' time and I'll be like going, I could wait to fuck.
But that's normal.
And I go off the bike and my lifestyle changes as well, and I go and leave it there, and then I pick it up again. But I've been consistently doing this for so many years that I'm consistently. This is
the pattern is
very.
It's like your timetable, but over
a long period.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's there and it's on repeat,
and it keeps me fresh and it keeps me at it.
Yeah,
and
I'm like that
now
with pretty much everything that I be doing. It's there's like a core, would say 4 or 5 disciplines.
Yeah,
and that's what you're bounced between. And it's like you get burnt out of one, you flow into the next, and then you're juggling basically.
Yeah.
And then like if I don't paint for a few months, now I don't panic. But before it was the end of the world.
There you go.
But as you grow and you figure shit out, it's like it's no big deal.
It's no big deal.
It's like the tank is empty.
Yeah.
Take a break. It's like with the work as well, and sometimes you got to get a little fat. You got to get soft, so the body can just keep its shit together, and then it's ready to be beat the fuck up again and tuned up for work or whatever it is you're going to go at. So you need that break from things mentally, physically, psychologically, all of these, emotionally.
But you need it or not, it just happens to me anyway. I just
naturally go. I think the growing part is acceptance.
Yeah.
Understanding and accepting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I'm constantly painting in my head. I'm constantly playing the guitar in my head. I don't know how to play the guitar, but I try to bang something together. I figure shit out.
You don't know how to play it?
I can play it. I write songs and I put tunes.
I'd love to learn the guitar. It's something I've always loved to do. Anyway, I don't know why I don't.
Why don't you?
Why don't I? It's like, I know. Why don't I? I know. Yeah.
You know, it's. Yeah. I had a massive laugh. A recent 2-day event down in Dunbrody, my favourite archery club in Ireland. And it was the first time I decided to tent over there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of folks that be camping there, and I knew it.
Where again? Sorry,
down Dunbrody.
Where's Dunbrody?
Dunbrody is down in where's Dunbrody? Wexford. I think somewhere in Wexford. But it's fucking some laugh, man. Because the drive there, we did it last year, myself and the brother, and we drove down there. It's nearly an hour and 45 minutes, maybe drive there.
Yeah.
And we leave here at stupid o'clock in the morning because you want to be there for 8:30, and you won't start till 10. But the gates open, you register, you get everything sorted, you both set up, and you can relax then for an hour or so, meet some folks and have the giggle. But and then we went home at the end of the day, and then we came back the next day. And this is a competition. You're fucked by the time you even start. So I was thinking, from now on, I'm gonna stay down there. So I was checking out accommodations, and I thought, oh, this seems reasonable. So then you have to email them or message them, and then they're like, oh, it's too close to the event that you're going, whatever. So and then the price tripled, and I'm like, well, fuck you, I'll get a tent. Got a tent.
Yeah.
And the crack was fucking 90.
Good crack.
We finished up shooting at 5. Everyone started packing up and going home. There was a group left from different clubs. I knew everyone there pretty much. There was maybe one table I didn't know at the start, but I knew at the end, that kind of way.
Yeah.
One of them had a guitar, Connor, and he was he had all these songs down. He knew all the songs, kind of thing. I don't do covers per se. I used to when I was trying to find my way around the guitar. But then I'd be like, I'll jumble up the chords and I'll rewrite something, and I'll figure something out, and I'll make it. That's more interesting. So it keeps me more interested. So that's what I would be doing. And then there was Olympic Dave was there, and then we got the guitar for Connor, and we started having, because the last thing you want to do when you're in a situation like that is say you're going to be a serious musician or anything. You want to have the fucking crack. You'll use the guitar to bring everyone into the crack. So I always say, give me one word and I'll make a song based on the one word. And you can imagine the words that were thrown up.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of songs, and it was fucking brilliant, laugh. And then Olympic Dave turned out to be an excellent guitar player. I mean,
Olympic Dave's the man, isn't he?
Trained guitar player. Yeah. He can tune it by ear while he's talking, and he's fucking banging out these wonderful tunes. And then you're trying to show him what you're thinking. He's looking at you like, what the fuck is that? But the crack was mighty, man. It was a great night, and I look forward to more of them in the future. But that's why I'm brushing up on my guitar now. So I've got 3 or 4 guitars. I got the Spanish one there. I got this one.
Alright.
And I got another one I bought in Prague a few years ago. So I'm going to start.
Is that where your missus from, is it?
Yeah, it's her hometown, Prague.
Nice.
So we go over every year to see the grandfather, the kid's father, her dad, and
cool.
hang out and have the laugh.
Nice
He's
place.
a cool fuck. Oh, beautiful place. I can't say enough about it.
Go away.
It's fucking
real
beautiful.
Old city, fucking old buildings.
Well, the core of it, the old square is really fucking old, like, you know. And then you have the castle, and we got on the river this year, and we got a boat trip, and it was just beautiful.
Nice, yeah.
So it's like the heat was fucking sizzling. Pure paddy, just rasher sizzled all the way. And it's just, I think you want 3 weeks there, to be honest, because by the time you acclimatise, that's 5 days easily, for me anyway. And then but I said to myself this year, I'm going to ignore it and I'll do some little 20-minute exercise every morning, like push-ups and stretches and all that shit, and I'm good to go. But by day 5, man, I was like the Michelin man. I was like, I'm going to hurt myself or something's going to pop.
Yeah.
So I just said, I'm going to just drink the fuck out of it now and smoke the fuck out of it and eat everything that I can eat. All the local stuff. Yeah. And
enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it, you know. Let yourself go. It's just great. But I still probably, even if we were there for 3 weeks, I'd still probably have that state of mind where because my work is, you're lifting heavy shit, you're hammering shit all day. So it's very physical in that respect. So instead of just suddenly stopping, I like to wind out, and then we'd say the few days you might have nearly a week before you go back to work, just slowly wind back into it by doing those same exercises. Yeah. But in the middle, pure gluttony. You know what I mean? Pig out and have a good time. And we actually were at her dad's weekend house, I think the Saturday and Sunday, and he had this cool little kind of fire pit out the back. And they got these sausages going in the fire pit. We were drinking beer all day, like, and then the whiskey came out and guitar came out. A beautiful 12-string guitar, which I couldn't fucking figure out because this is a 12-string guitar.
And I mean, well, obviously it means 12 strings.
Yeah, but I took 6 off of it, so now it's a standard 6-string guitar. But because of the body is built for 12-string, it's louder. And when I start screaming...
So it's 12 strings, all like this guitar here now.
That's
has
6.
Your normal guitar I've ever seen always has 6 strings.
Yeah.
Or where did the other 6 go? Like another line, another.
They're shadowed.
They're tighter in together in the space.
Yeah,
absolutely. To play that, is it?
You feel it. You feel it. But it sounds delicious.
But a subtle move from one.
It's like
the sounds
like
more
electric.
subtle. Is it okay?
Everything is just. Yeah. It's so beautiful, man. It really is. But it's not for every song that you'll sing or play with. But I got it, and my main reason, because there was a point where I was playing my 6-string. Yeah. Before it got stabbed by my buddy Timmy. And I couldn't hear the guitar when I'd be hitting the chorus. We'd say that the second or third chorus attempt because you're getting louder. Yeah. And I couldn't fucking hear the guitar. And it kept tripping me up. So I needed to so I got this guy, and he's plenty loud. Yeah. So it matched. And then I just took 6 strings off it. This has been through the wars a bit now. This is the oldest guitar I have. But the one inside, for that one then, second to this guy, because he's got the wider neck for my fat fingers.
I wouldn't know the front from the back of the guitar now, to be honest.
Here, dude, you want to fucking learn how to play the guitar? I'll show you how to play it. Enough for you to get
started, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember watching these guys, and they'd have like all these fucking, you want 2 hands on for the frets, and I was like, fuck that. Then you see Christy Moore, just 1 finger could be a whole song. Class. And I'm like, you just got to be creative.
Yeah.
So it's like when you've nothing, you have your mind working, and once that's going, you're good to go, because you can get very creative without even trying. Then you're like, I wonder what that sounds like. I don't know, and then off you go, and it's just give it the time, you know. And I give that the time.
You come for like a run with me, and
I will get back into the running.
Join the Grange for my running club. They're Morris Tobin, like these guys are.
I probably know them to see them.
Morris Tobin's like, these guys are just inspirational. Like, he's like an older guy who's been around quite a long time, who just encourages new beginners and new people, and he just helps them along. And, these. They're my inspiration. These older sports people and older people who are healthy and active around Fermoy. You know those old women that like they'd be walking over the bridge and up around the graveyard, and they'd always have a smile. They're my inspirations. You know what I mean? That and my wife. I have a wife who gets up every morning like at 6:30 and goes out and like walks and jogs every second day, and it's just that's my, you know, people who do that kind of stuff and who just take care of themselves, and it's part of their psyche to be out there and walking and breathing in the air and saying hello to people, and they're my inspiration. These kind of people.
Well, that's
so go
cool.
back to join the Grange Athletics Club, because they're so.
But if you
just be surrounded by good, sound, like-minded, positive people who
get up and go.
Even if you're shit, you're great, and you could be shit. But you'll go away going, geez, that must be fairly good to telling me I'm great so many times. Like, not since you're a little boy, you haven't been told you're great since you were like a little fucking boy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
my mother will make you think you're God.
I know, same
you
as
know,
that.
she just had it in every one of you.
Same as that. We're blessed. We're brought up well by people who.
My mother is a loon.
Like fucking.
So we're all loons now. You know what I mean?
Like, but that's what I find about these, kind of that club especially, like that.
How many clubs are you affiliated with?
I'm not. I sound like I'm in loads of clubs. I'm not at all.
But you're aware of all. I don't know half the shit.
I don't either. Not at all.
You're talking about things there. I'm like, what?
I'm just in the bike. I'm in a bike shop every day with sports people coming in and chatting to me. So the triathlon guys will be coming in, and the cycling guys, some of them might be coming in. But I'm not in loads of clubs. You know what I mean? Or anything like that. But I do meet quite a few sports people being in the sports business, of course. Yeah, and they'd come in and they'd buy like energy gels and electrolytes off me and stuff like that. And you'd have
electrolytes, I've heard this word a few times now. Yeah. Can you explain that to me, please?
There's like tablets with different minerals and stuff in them that you put into your water, like, and like kind of a low calorie drink.
And what does that do for you?
Maybe replenishes like the magnesium and the fucking bits and pieces that I don't really know. Really, I should know more, but that's I suppose sports people and people who'd be quite active would be, you know, water might not just be enough to replenish all that came out. Just other stuff came out other than water, and this going back in will, you know, maybe might help with your recovery and help you to feel a bit better afterwards and stuff. But that's.
I think I've tried pretty much everything that I could, you know, be aware of at one stage or another, and it's like. I mean, people will see me smoking cigarettes all the time, but I don't smoke cigarettes all. It's just when, well, maybe I do, I don't know. But I genuinely have been keeping, like, you know, tabs on a relative level of fitness.
You're healthy looking, like.
From a long, since I was like, fucking man, since the start, really.
Yeah.
Since the start, I've been always keeping finger in it, you know what I mean? I've always been, but I had a good base as well. I mean, I was in the karate, I was in the boxing, I was in the rowing club. Running was probably the one thing in all of those three that you did the most.
Yeah.
Because it was all about conditioning.
Yeah.
So it was always like, that's the one thing I've stopped doing. I do pretty much everything else. But you experiment with other things, like, you know, your own body weight, and just try to do exercises that involve that. And then you got to be aware of the time frame that you have, because you've all these other things that you got to be at. So you say, okay, what can I do in 20 minutes that'd be intensive? Yeah. And you don't have to kill yourself, but you need to be... You need that at the end of everything. You do. Otherwise, you haven't done anything.
Dude, your heart, like, your heart is able to go up to nearly 200 beats a minute, but most people are going around and it never goes above 80. So they're going around half dead the whole time. Do you know what I mean? They're not using the other range of their heart.
Well, my heart does that, like, on the regular, because I have kids. My kids, especially Junior, Yeah. He puts my heart rate
200 just fucking
just
like
the minute he wakes up.
Yeah.
He's like a monster in the cave.
No, it's brilliant. No, it's fantastic.
So it's like, fuck, you got to be on your toes, basically what I'm saying. Because I've always got my personal little projects, like, chipping away bits of your character, adding bits of your things that you don't like about yourself. Yeah. It could be your mood swings. It could be your fucking why am I so aggressive today?
I know.
And it's because of the work you're doing is physical, and that in itself,
a lot goes on as well.
That's part of an aggression energy. So
and people, if you're interacting with people, it's like they're draining your fucking energy, or you're draining them. It's just like constant fucking like
tug of war
energy, fucking. Do you know what I mean? So that can leave you in a state where you're getting angry and frustrated.
Because I was probably the most laid back person I ever knew for the longest time.
Yeah.
But then somewhere along the way, it's like, I suppose the more you take on, the more you put yourself under the cosh to be X, Y, and Z, and you want to get there, and you don't want to. I'm brilliant at excuses for myself. I come up with the best excuses. That's a good one. I can believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that today. And then tomorrow, I'm like, I just don't. What I say to myself.
Time to do that. That's 24 hours in a fucking day. Like, really
I'd be battering myself.
I'd be the same. We're all the same.
So then it's like do an extra, whatever, double up today what you should have done yesterday, and it's like have a cigarette and a coffee before you do anything. But then it's it's just the last few years have been particularly weird. It's like I'm happy that I'm in the middle of nowhere more so, and I'm happy that I'm kind of less involved with things than I would have been. Yeah. And the more outside I am, more outdoors I am, the happier I am. Yeah. So it's
you
really
get a bit older, you give less of a fuck what people think as well, don't you? Like that's been my thing. I used to always care about what my peers and people thought about me, and what I wouldn't take on something because I'd be afraid in case like fucking the guys would think I was stupid or fuck. But now the older I'm getting, the more that's gone from me now, or that's leaving me now, the more like I couldn't give a fiddler's flute what people think about whether I do.
And give the mother a lot of credit for because what she instilled in us was like we never had that. Yeah. I don't think any of us did. But it's not to say, I mean, they might represent the attitude because they've got their own thing that they're into, the brothers and sisters. So it's like, but they've no issues going after what they want, is what I'm saying. It's not an issue for them. I don't believe it is any of, when I was talking, when I do get to talk, I was over at my brother Graham's yesterday down in Kilworth. They had a new baba recently, and so I just went over there for a few drinks and a chat. It's like, none of them I don't think suffer this thing, but it's all, I can trace it all back to the mother and father.
You keep going back to it.
So it's like you've a lot to be thankful for. Things you might take for granted, like when you meet more people and you hear them say, well, I'm afraid to do this now, what will people say, what will people think? Why are you fucking talking crazy? Just fucking do it. If you want this, you do it. Correct. You go get it. End of. There's no conversation to be had. Yeah. So it's like, but like you said, then there's different. You find yourself sitting in different mindsets because you're seeing more. Your horizon's gotten wider.
Things change as well, like,
and you're feeling how you feel about it. Yeah. That kind of thing,
Yeah, things are evolving and changing. Even doing business, actually, business has changed. Business has changed. You can't just open up a shop either anymore now. Do you know what I mean? And just put your name over the door, open up the doors, and expect people to come in and shop with you. That kind of shopkeeping day is over now.
Well, that's globalism for you.
It is, yeah. You've got to get out there now, and you've got to work harder to get them in.
You got to dance.
Well, you got to go on the local dude's podcast and fucking and get yourself. You got to dance. Do you know what I mean? And you get the rewards. You I have a couple of. I don't just have a bike shop. I have a couple of websites as well. Do you know what I mean? And do a bit of online stuff as well as the social way of free advertising and stuff. But you got to do a lot more. It's constant, dude. Like, do you know what I mean? Which is great to have it, but the day of like the older guy just opening up, putting his name over the door, opening the door, that doesn't work anymore. Like, you gotta fucking get. I always
maintain anyone who's going to open up a shop is fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Because from the off, you're looking. You have to pay your overheads.
Like, of course. By the time you pay your rent, rates, utilities, etc., then you know what I mean. You gotta have a fucking a lot of turnover to make your salary as well on top of it.
Not doing that shit.
But when it works, it's just fucking fantastic.
It's just the very thought of it. I'm like, I have to be honest with myself. Do I have the temperament for that? No, you don't.
I know. But if you learn the temperament and you get there, it just fucking works a fucking treat. If it's successful, it's just fucking amazing, and you've got
I have nothing but respect.
Do you know what I mean?
For the likes of you know who do what you do, nothing but respect.
But
because the pressure you absorb,
the pressure if it's on the line, or if you're like fucking struggling to pay
and
that,
with COVID, like fucking, what kind of shit did COVID do to people? Well, not COVID,
actually,
more the government.
Bike shops actually really did well during COVID. We were one of the businesses that just like kind of like,
I suppose your online sales went through the roof.
The whole thing. We were allowed to stay open because we were transport. So the nurse had to cycle.
Really?
Well, the nurse had to get to the hospital, didn't she? So who's going to fix her puncture on a bicycle? Do you know what I mean? So I was allowed to stay open. Our problem was we ran out of stock. All the suppliers ran out of stock. All the factories fucking ran out. So that was the problem. They were queuing down the street for me to come in. And when they came in, I used to have very many bikes to sell for quite a while. And it disrupted actually the industry. The whole industry got disrupted because when the COVID was over, or when the whatever you call it was over, whoever was left holding all the fucking stock on the last day were fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there was a load of stock moving, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and whoever's left holding the babies and owed fucking the money. You know what I mean? Everyone was owing everybody fucking money. Everything was crazy shit going on. We're just sell. And then bang, it stopped. And then whoever's left holding the stock, then like they were just wiped out. Like, do you know what I mean? So distributors got wiped out, bike shops got. So whilst it did really well for us, it also fucked up factories, fucking so be careful what you wish for, like, do you know what I mean? Because anyway, but now it's straightening itself out, and those that survived, you know, are doing better, and the bike industry is steadying out again now after it. But it did ripple the whole bike industry, along with many other industries, I'm sure. I don't know if any, I'm only in my own little bubble, but it definitely fucking like,
I couldn't believe that. Because you're thinking like, this isn't today's problem. Today, this is going to affect so many things down the line.
I know.
You know, I mean, manufacturing for. What the fuck? You think this isn't going to have a ripple effect?
Yeah, but even the mental fucking. Some old dears there, like they were fucking locked up there for a fucking year or two. Like I'd say those old dears that never came out since. Like we don't even know about like what they're still fucking like worried about fucking someone sneezing. I see people still wearing masks. For fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? So, and we can't be crossing them for that. But there's some old ones and outlaws there, like they're fucking. How can you be crossing them? The amount of mental attack they were subjected to. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're just brainwashed. Like these fucktards, like fucking morning, noon.
I still went over to the parents. I said, "Are you okay with that?" I'm okay. I'm not going to have anyone tell me I can't do that. Stop me. That's what I said.
Visit your fucking mother, no matter fucking what.
And still went to work. I did blow the engine in the van I had at the time, so I was out for 2 weeks. So I had an enforced holiday. That's the only time I had out.
Need to get an e-bike.
Not at all. I was happy to be out for 2 weeks.
Salesman trying to sell an e-bike.
I will buy a bike because we were looking to buy bikes for the lads. Yeah. But
use the bike to work. Can you use the bike to work? No, use the bike to work.
I get this fucking overwhelming, overpowering paranoia, security minds, bodyguard vibe when it comes to the kids.
Okay,
and I'm like, until I see a place where we can go, because I'm not cycling walking around here is different.
I just cycled up there a minute ago anyway.
You can't trust them lads to walk down the hill. They'll run away, fall into the nettles.
That's some bitch of a hill from almost from Glanmore up to your
walking place. Walking that hill is a killer. No, mine's cycling.
I haven't cycled up there in years. I went down there a few times, but anyway, I cycled up today. It was got sweat on.
But I guess that's I mean, like, I've been saying about the running thing for I think a couple of months now. Yeah. It's been knocking on the door of my head. Yeah. So I know when it's that consistent and that present that it's going to happen. But it's usually like, if I want to do a thing and say the missus might say, you should do it today. For some reason, I'm not doing it now. Because don't tell me what to do kind of thing. It's stupid childish behaviour. But it's
maybe just go out and do it and don't bother telling her.
It's instilled there, like, you know what I mean?
Tell her after you came back maybe.
I'm just thinking out loud.
I hear you, man.
And she's like, well, or it might even be her, it might be someone else.
I hear you.
Someone I'm working with or whatever. And then it's like, I get a twitch. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not doing it now. Pure childish diva fucking moment. But it's like, you know, it's a quirk. Yeah. And all you could do is laugh at it. But but it just prolongs the inevitability. It is an inevitability because I have a philosophy in my head of like of all the things that I'm doing. If I was to put running back into the menu,
would help everything.
Tune everything up.
Yeah,
perfectly.
even the archery, dude. Like at the end of the day, in an archery tournament.
Physically,
you have a little bit more endurance and stamina that you have the eye for your target like at the last hour, like more than what you would have.
It's all of these things, and like like I said, I'm not going to give up smoking because I enjoy it. Yeah. People say, "Oh, you only drink that because you're addicted." Whatever. I still, in my reality, I enjoy smoking, so fuck it. Yeah. I'm going to do it. Okay. But I factor in like all the other things. Yeah. I'm not sedentary. I'm fucking constantly going. I'm constantly physically active. Yeah. So, in my head, it's like, I've known people who died in their late 90s, mid 90s, late 80s, and they smoked way more than me, and they started way younger than me, and they were nowhere near as active as I am. Yeah. So I have the idea like you're stamped the minute you're born to when you're going to die. It's a foregone arrangement.
Just enjoy yourself.
There's no like, he went too soon. No, he didn't. He went exactly when he was meant to go.
Exactly.
End of.
I hope he enjoyed himself while he was here.
I doubt it. There might have been a few nuggets, but that's about it. Most of it fucking, you're here to learn something, So, and it's something you can't quantify or fucking put into words, but you feel it. You know there's something there in the back of your mind, and it's what pushes you to where you go.
Yeah. What's that? I mean? What you're saying that you think you're here to learn something, is it? That's why we're here to learn something. But
it's not like, see, this is where I feel a lot of people, well, it's, no one can say you're right or wrong, but it's just a feeling. Yeah. Everything that it is that makes you is you. You've actually, that is you. Yeah. It's not someone's mate, but you might have allowed yourself to be in situations where your reaction determines whether you step forward or step backward in that moment in time. Therefore you learn either way. Yeah. So it's just this on repeat in various different pressure boxes or situations. And it could be conversations. Yeah. It could be going to a concert, the way the music will affect you. It could be food, the taste of the food, how it will affect you, how it'll change your mind, your train of thought will go elsewhere, and if you allow yourself. Some people will never do it because they're so consumed with the race for money and possession of things. So it's like no one is wrong and no one is right. No. Everyone is just doing their thing.
Just trying to do the right thing. Yeah,
don't let anyone tell you it's not your... If you feel it, you do it. Correct. End of. Yeah. And no one has the right to tell you otherwise.
And never explain yourself, and never complain and never explain. That's what the Queen used to say. Never explain and never complain.
For her to say. She also said something about beware of the artist, because they can. What did she say? Basically, the artist can hang out with those at the top of society and those at the bottom of society in equal measure, and everyone in between. So she considered that a threat.
Oh yeah, the fact that the artist is treating everyone the same. They can
mingle with all of them, and that's a threat for that kind of. Yeah. And only people who say that are people who want control of people. And I'm like, fuck.
Did you ever watch The Crown? No, did you ever watch that episode? I have to say, I fucking watched every fucking episode of it.
The missus got... I was always kind of... Because you got to know your enemy.
I watched...
So I was always into the royal family and shit, because that's where it all would have started. And then again, you got to know your enemy. That's that's the approach I was taking. Yeah. But then the missus, like... Different culture. Yeah. She has a different perspective. Her mother was big time into the royal family. And so you kind of get swept up into that, and then she said, we should watch this, and I'm like, what's this? It's The Crown. I was like, oh God, okay. And I thought it was very well done, but I wasn't looking at it like...
from a royalist point,
I was looking at it from a creative point of view, the characters, the actors chosen to portray stuff, and I was thinking, like, as a package... It was put together so beautifully.
I know, it's like one of my little kind of like fucking what to say. It's kind
guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures, well done. It's one of my guilty. In fact, I've come out and said I don't think I've ever fucking admitted to this before. Like
most people, that's the way I think.
I don't care.
A show like that is not as successful as it is if it's only the women watching.
It is, yeah.
All the women's partners are watching it with them.
In the background, even on their own little.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So. Shows like that don't become so.
You didn't see Rocky last night, no? Which? Rocky was on RT. Rocky, the movie. Rocky?
Oh, I love it.
It was on RT last night. I just fucking was like, just before I went to bed, I'm flicking around and I'm like, ooh, Rocky, shit.
Is that the first one?
Oh, the first one, dude. Like, there's a moment there where fucking like, Oh yeah, they're up in Rocky's old apartment. This is Rocky 1 now, I think 1976 now. This is an old movie, like, and they're up in Rocky's apartment, this dingy apartment, and it's when Mickey comes up, like, and is like, and it's the time that Rocky is cross with Mickey. He's like going, Mickey, you never helped me in the past, and I need your fucking help. Now you fucking, Mickey's like crying up in his
because your man mentioned him, Apollo Creed mentioned him. He just picked him out of a hat, basically.
Yeah,
the name.
Exactly, yeah. And Mickey went to say, oh, I'd like to train you, be a manager, and Rocky's like, fucking, and then Rocky goes down after him and goes, oh, I'm sorry, Mickey, and fucking, and then the next morning, that's when it starts. Rocky gets up and he puts 5 raw eggs into the pint glass and heads down, and then the fucking music starts.
He is a fucking genius.
That fucking goose pimples
but
on
he's
me.
the genius. Sylvester Stallone is a fucking genius.
Rocky Balboa.
People will love, because he's so easy to make a caricature of him and make him dumb. The man, in my opinion, I've always been a huge fan of the man. He's a fucking legend.
I'd be putting Rocky on there before bike races on fucking Saturday nights. Like, I'd be fucking.
Do you know how he got Eye of the Tiger?
Fucking.
He knew the band, the singer of the band or whatever, and he just shut up at his house and he goes, "Look, this is the movie I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I need a song, but it has to have Eye of the Tiger in it." And everyone goes, "That's all I got." So he just gave him that, and the boys came up with the song like, in no time at all. They said we were under savage pressure. It had to be done, recorded perfectly, and off to the studio, because Stallone just didn't give him a chance.
Dude, if you put that on there, like, we'd both be fucking, like, buzzed. Isn't it just
it's amazing.
Just like a couple of fucking trumpets or whatever is going on.
There's another, I don't know what Rocky movie it was, but his son is all grown up.
Oh, it's one of the, like, 4 or 5, 6, one of the older ones.
It might have been the last one.
Yeah. I kind of faded away there after
and
4.
He's got the restaurant.
After the Russian one. Remember,
well, at this stage now, his wife is dead.
On,
She's passed away, and he's got a restaurant.
Okay. Yeah.
And the son comes along. The son is like trying to be, I don't know, his own man, but he keeps blaming his father's popularity. Yeah. It's hard to be your son. You have a big shadow. All this bullshit. Yeah. And Rocky's kind of like getting twitchy. He's like, what the fuck is his problem? And in there's this moment in the movie where the kid walks out and he's after giving him his 2 cents, giving out to Rocky for being Rocky, and he fucking storms out, and Rocky goes out into the street after him, and he's like, it's probably the most touching speech you can hear from a fucking dude. He's about life, and how you gotta take the beating and keep moving on. He said it's not all rainbows and fucking all that shit, and it's just, I love this speech. It's so like articulate and emotional and powerful. And it's beautiful. And when I hear people mock it, I can only feel sorry for them that they didn't get it. You know what I mean? I've stopped even commenting to people a long time ago. I don't even engage. If we're not having to laugh, I'm proud, because if I get engaged, there's the flip side of your personality might take over the situation, and then it's not good for anybody. So you just learn to take yourself out of situations where that will happen, you know. So it's further and further away from things, because you've an idea of how things are and how people grow. It just, age doesn't define you. No. And it doesn't define your progress, mentally, it doesn't, or otherwise.
You can be an asshole whether you're fucking 5 or fucking 90.
100%.
Like, it doesn't your age isn't an excuse for being a sound out or a fucking dickhead. You know what I mean?
It's not that at all. I always maintain the way I would have it's like if you drop a pebble in a pond, and you have ripples, and each ripple will have like millions of people on each ripple, and they're all different ages. But the ripple, the wider the ripple is the more awake to themselves that they are, to their version of reality, and how they're going to react to it. And then the small ripples, they're not so much. But again, it's all different age groups. So it's not the age, it's the person. It's the spirit of the person or whatever.
I think so,
So it's like, once you start thinking like that, you're more, you can negotiate your way through things a bit better. To give you, I don't need this drama. I don't need that drama. I'm only interested in having a good, hard-working laugh.
Yeah.
You know,
and be quite clear as well about be quite clear, like, if some, say no straight away and just cut out.
I'll give you an example. I was there on the way back from Prague the other day.
Excuse me.
And there's this archery festival. It's like the second year now the boys have They started last year. This year is going to be the second year.
Yeah.
I saw the poster, and I was joking with them the last time I met them at a shoot, saying Marson actually rang me or messaged me, and he wanted to know if he could come in to the Blackbird and talk about it, and then we fired around the internet and raised the profile.
He wanted to
and I was like, of course,
event. Yeah, that's what you're here for.
And he goes like, when? And he goes, we can do it today.
Let's go.
And he's like, I can't do it today. Because, well, I'm going away at like stupid o'clock in the morning. But I'm willing to do it today for you. And I can work on it while I'm away. And start banging it out. But he was like, for whatever reason, he couldn't make it. And then I said, look, I'll be back on this date. And he goes, well, I'm actually going away on that date. So then he's like, will we do a FaceTime thing? And I'm like, sure, yeah. That's not going to happen. This barely fucking happens as it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So I look into that, buddy. So anyway, I'm away, and on the way back, I see that they've put a post up on Facebook. So I said, okay, I'm going to share it onto my thing and blah, blah, blah. Anyone going who's trying to make a bit of a banter about it and get the conversation rolling. And then there's Neil Keeble messaged me, and I'm like having a bit of banter with Neil, and then Owen Reynolds, same again. There are all these archers involved and tell me that they're going to be there at stalls and stuff. And I typed a message. What did I say? Because I know the two of them are involved with TIFAM, the crowd who are doing the magazine and the festival.
Yeah.
So I said I thought one of you crackers might come in and we could have a chat.
Yeah.
And then send. But immediately then Facebook goes to me, the machine that is, due to the community guidelines that you have broken with this offensive language.
Go away.
Hate language, I think they said. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I put up, I was kind of fuming, I'll be honest with you, of the stupidity of it. So my next thing I sent out on the Facebook is like, what's on your mind? So I'll tell you what's on my fucking mind. Hello, Facebook, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I left it there. And venting, you know. And then this individual, I don't know who they are, they sent this message. How do you even know that the creator of Facebook is on Facebook? And I'm like, this is nothing to do with the creator of Facebook. This is the machine that I have that I've called an idiot. But this person straight away started
on
sniping.
Facebook and published a post saying Facebook is an asshole or something like that.
Facebook, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. And then some other person saw this, not Facebook. Some other person saw this. And then wanted a bit of fucking like
Barney.
fucking a
A
fight
bit of a
with
Barney.
you. On which I'm just trying to get what you're saying.
I'm like,
No, I'm listening.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was just so I said, how do you know this? And I was waiting for a reply so we can fucking get in, because that's where I was in that moment. But I was thinking, like, is that where you are?
Is that where you are now, dude? That you're arguing
that
with
you
the
have
fucking
to pick something out of nowhere and take offence to it.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like, if you're offended, fuck you. Okay, fuck you if you're offended.
Yeah.
You fuck. I'm offended that you're offended.
Yeah.
So
just fucking delete the thread and don't.
I think
give
that
them your
mentality in society is fading now. But my God, it was at a high there for a while. Not saying this is really stupid. And I know for a fact that we'll say you can.
You mean keyboard warriors?
Yes,
that's what you're talking about. Isn't
they
it?
are a minority group.
Is that fading away a little bit? The keyboard.
I think it
is it because at the start,
I think Ricky Gervais has a lot to do with it.
Maybe the social media at the start. I suppose none of us. All of a sudden, we had this like fucking this web of intercommunication, and none of us knew what to do or how to act. So it brought out the fucking the spastic in everyone, and just like. But now we're so used to it 10 years later or whatever, or 15 years later. Well, we're definitely 10 years more used to what we were. Then maybe then people are a little bit.
Yeah, we're still in transition.
Yeah, of course.
It's basically the tide coming in and going out. There's transition. People, like you said, they're just not used to this.
Yeah.
Access to having their point or saying, hey, I'm here, I exist in the world, this is what I think.
And it's an illusion.
And it's not what they
it's
think.
It's only an illusion.
It's just them.
It's just for people like me to fucking say
just say
stuff.
fucking hello. Just say hello. And, if you want someone to talk to you, just say fucking hello. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. That was whatever. It doesn't have to have anything to do with anything.
It's fucking
just say fucking hello, people. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
You don't have to be an asshole for the sake of being nice. Be nice. It's nice to be nice. Trust me, people are waiting to embrace you.
I know.
Don't be coming in with your fucking pitchfork stupidity.
No, give them a smile. You'd be surprised what you get back. That being said, no, I'm a fucker. I'm fucking
people
not always
come at
smiling
you
at people either.
aggressively.
I could fucking be a dick as well.
You'll be aggressive immediately.
Yeah.
It's like your go-to fucking caveman mentality.
Course,
You're going to be like, you said what to me?
Yeah.
And it's irrelevant of the outcome. But it's going to that. It's a dogfight straight away.
I know.
You know, so don't be silly.
Yeah.
You know, there's enough fucking idiots in the world who actually are in a position to ruin everyone's fucking day. So just, you know, let's get along and let's be nice. And when I call a machine a fucking idiot, when you think you've to defend a machine,
I know, yeah. When you're fucking arguing with a machine here, you need to have a look at yourself, dude, and fucking go, what the fuck am I up to here? Like, but it's such a, like, I don't spend any money on advertising, none, and
you're right.
Get so much free advertising from all the socials and from fucking, you know, dude.
You go meet
even
people,
here
man.
on this podcast. This is so valuable to me and to my business.
That's because you know how to utilize it.
Well, I'm doing my best. I'm like,
but you just know what to do with it.
I'm going to snip up this podcast, like I said, and I'm going to turn it into a couple of TikTok videos for myself, and I'm going to use it a little bit more, even as a promotional tool
100%.
for me and for MikeSpikeShop.ie.
I
have another website as well, rallybikesireland.com. So
Rallybikes.
rallybikesireland.com. That's I own that website as well.
And so, what's the deal there? What's the kind of bike there? Is it a different than the racer?
So Rally is a bike brand, and they make like
a range
of bikes, e-bikes, kids bikes, this bike, that bike, and Rally's well established. Everyone's first bike in Ireland. I bet your first bike was a Rally BMX. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone's. So it's a solid kind of brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I do is people log onto the website and they click on the Rally bike that they want, and then I ship the bike to them. I then assemble the bike. So I assemble the bike. So I take the bike out of the box, I make it, I assemble it, and then I put the bike into a bigger box, and I ship pre-assembled Rally bikes all over Ireland.
That's excellent.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So, for example, I sold one to the Aran Islands there a few weeks ago.
Really?
I sold one to West Cork this week. I sold one to Donegal this week. So I sell pre-assembled. I assemble them and get them all ready. Right. And then I give you a little video of like, here's your bike going into the bigger box. When you get it now, you just have to straighten the bars and put on the pedal. Thanks for buying the bike, Mike. And then I send them that video then as well, and they like that. And then I ship it off. I ship the bike then with on post then, and then it arrives then in Donegal, and then that's another little side hustle to my business.
Well,
as well.
I think that personal touch is priceless.
It is, yeah. They
really
seem to like that kind of that little WhatsApp 30-second video going, hey, it's Mike here, just putting your bike into the box here, and they seem to like that. So it's a little.
I think that's super.
Hustle. Yeah. No.
I mean, because I used to think this way with regards to if I'd sell a painting.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, see, it's different because when I finish a painting, it mightn't sell for months or a year later or years later.
They're lovely, by the way.
And when you get it sold, then you're like, you're so divorced from it because you've progressed again.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's sold, great. So instead of doing the video, because I can't, I'm like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Good for you. You bought a painting. Whoopee fucking do. But I'll get I'll make like this official letter from the studio.
Yeah.
With for Providence sake, and then it'd be like a personal note in there to say, you know, a few jokes, which I had to stop doing because apparently not everyone had the same sense of humor, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's what that's the only way that's the only addition I'd have to selling a painting.
A little personal
note. A note of Providence from the studio,
from the artist,
from the handwritten, and then at the end of it maybe a paragraph of like, you know, thank you.
Yeah.
You're investing in future paintings from the studio of James Born Artist, blah blah blah. And it's, you know, they're sincere letters, and then it's not like you have a format. You just have because the last paragraph is always uniquely individual, and it's like where you are in that moment in time, what mood you're in, whatever everything is funny is what you might put in there, whatever. And that's what I was doing. But I got so detached from like selling paintings and the whole bullshit that was required. Yeah. I was like, no, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not doing that. I'm going to paint my paintings at my time, my leisure, and when I have enough of them together, I might make a few things like videos, like you said, but more like a walkthrough gallery job. that kind of thing with music in the background or whatever.
Nice.
Just say, these are just finished, blah blah blah, and let them know that they're there. That's it.
Well, it is nice to get there. Nice stuff. So it would be nice to get them viewed. You don't care maybe whether other people see them or not, but at the same time, it is when you have nice stuff here. It would be nice to have them displayed more publicly.
That's not mine. That's Junior's.
You mean the elephant over there?
No, because Junior loves painting, man. He loves drawing.
It's kind of cool, actually.
Oh, he's Pablo Picasso.
There's something in it, isn't there?
Oh, definitely.
There's something in there. Yeah, I can see something in there. All right. I'm not very arty, but who is arty?
Do you want another cup of coffee?
Yeah, we'll do, yeah.
We'll just have a pause.
Yeah, good one, yeah. I'm going to take a bit
from here. Pleasure from because it make me chuckle, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? When I hear myself saying that about a thing, I'm enjoying it. It's my comedy. So I'm looking at these guys having this argument about the Earth being flat or the Earth being a planet, like a round fucking planet. And my God almighty, the levels of crazy that it goes to is so fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining. It's the best comedy.
Where are you watching this argument on fucking YouTube or some shit?
I find them all on YouTube and stuff, man. YouTube is the university because everyone is putting stuff to it.
Yeah.
But it's only as important as you designate it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can only, like in anything, it's only as important as you make it. And there's a lot of the boy who cried wolf about the internet and YouTube and all that kind of activity, and there's a lot of like the Emperor's New Clothing about that, as in real life.
Yeah.
But it's, again, we're in a transition, the psychological self, trying to, because people say, oh, your brain is only about fucking neurons and electrons and blah blah blah. It's more than that, obviously, but when you're taking in information, it's so easy to manipulate the human. But so when you go there, it's like, I'm going to get drunk today. You know you're going to get drunk and you know you're going to talk a load of shit, but you're going to have a great laugh, and you're just getting all this shit out of yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're flushing the system, basically. And you're enjoying the whole process. For me, that's what it's like when I go on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck will we find today?
Yeah.
But you don't take it seriously. No. But you have food for thought, and that's important. It stretches your mind and your vocabulary, because you'll say, I don't know what he's on about. So you get out a dictionary, you're figuring shit out.
It's just brilliant. We live in a great age. The fact that we can have a chat and guys in there at home in their living room can be involved with us and listening to our shit. Isn't it so cool? Isn't it so fucking like...
But it's nothing new. I mean, the radio did this.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But just that it's so accessible. Look, that two dudes from Woolton Park and Beachfield can fucking do it now as well. Like, I know it's always been... But like, it's so... that everyone has access now to you know...
It is crazy.
To see our conversation now. Yeah. And if they don't like it, flip it over or fuck off. We never want you in the first place. And if you like it, tune in again. Blackbird Podcast.
But do I see it as
have
like...
a jingle? No? You need a jingle, dude. I was thinking coming up, you need a jingle.
I have a crow.
I need a jingle.
Doing his... whatever he's saying. He's saying something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that's pretty much the podcast. Well, I don't know what they're saying, but they're saying something, you know what I mean?
A jingle to come on when I came in the room.
I had given it some thought, but then I found myself thinking too much about it. So I said, fuck it, just put a word there, man. Be fine. No, it's... I don't want to be... There's obviously loads of room for growth, and you know, but it's like...
You're doing a great job.
It'll snowball into what it'll be.
It'll be. It is.
You know,
it's fantastic.
From the initial concept, it's totally different.
It's nice. It's nice and chilled. I like it.
It is chill, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. It is. Yeah. I'll tell you if it's shite. I'll tell you if it's good. It's good.
But I like being in her.
Yeah,
I love being in her.
It's nice.
Usually alone. It's like,
it's nice to have someone with you. I've seen some of your stuff. It's nice. It's nice when there's someone with you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's nice. It's nice.
It's nice. Great when there's someone.
It is. It is. Do you know what I mean?
It's great, but it's like
it's nice to have some. It's nice to watch you. I don't watch all of it now, but
I
have seen. It's nice to watch you with someone. I find that quite nice. I'm not saying watching you by yourself isn't, but watching you interact with someone, you're quite good at it, and you get a bit out of people, and it's quite nice to watch actually. Yeah, so
that's good.
It's fantastic.
But the only reason I do a lot of my own stuff is like with the whole work situation, you've your time thing and then people's time. You can't expect people to drop everything and suit your time.
No.
But when they can, great.
Yeah.
And when they will, super. Yeah. I'm totally delighted that they do. But in my head, trying to encourage this discipline, this routine, if you will.
Practice as well.
Yeah. So I want to have once a week something.
Yeah.
Now, if I could get a person to come in and have a chat once a week, awesome.
Can you take it mobile? I know what they're asking. Can you? You can take it out. Should we all
probably could, but
we can all fucking do a mobile thing. But like, it's not as.
I suppose I want to have it in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be the odd one where you're.
Well, yeah. Well, for example, you don't see Joe Rogan out on the fucking streets, fucking like interviewing people. He's always in his fucking cave.
It's association, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, I get it.
So the painting, the name,
the background.
It's all association. So you want to instill that into the whole what it is. And so when people aren't coming in or cancel, because a lot of people have said yes, but then you give them a week to think about it and they start getting a bit twitchy.
A bit fucking twitch.
And the sad thing is, I understand everything they say to me.
I
know. Because I've been there, done that, and I'm like, maybe they'll
it can be a nervy
it'll
thing.
It'll grow on them eventually.
Yeah,
maybe.
It can be a nervy thing. Being watched, or you might fucking stumble on your words, or you might
it's not going to live.
I'm with you, dude.
You can say, look, you said you're a bit worried about this. Before they leave, you replay it for them. So, what do you think? I think it's fine. What do you think?
Play it out there, fuck.
It's grand.
Warts and all, dude.
But then you find they'll come back again.
Yeah.
And they're more relaxed and da-da-da-da. You know, it's no big fucking deal. It really isn't.
Oh, we'll have to do it again. We'll do the uncut version next time. We'll do the fucking. We'll do the on. We'll go a little bit deeper now the next time. We'll go uncut like fucking after hours with Mike and James.
Have a few drinks. Do you drink?
Yeah. No, not really. Do I drink?
You wouldn't be opposed to it, like?
No, I've had maybe the last drink I had might have been a few weeks ago or months ago. No, I wouldn't drink regularly, but I'd have a pint of Guinness if the occasion arose or whatever. But I wouldn't drink at home, or I wouldn't.
No, I sampled some. What was I sampling last night? What was I sampling last night?
You were on with some whiskey at one point.
Yes, it was whiskey.
Yeah.
But I kill whiskey. I was drinking at a family gathering once, and there was a lovely couple there from the neighbourhood in Beachfield, Nick and Meg Dempsey. Lovely fucking people, man. They're just so cool. And we were out at my sister's house in Kilworth at the time. I don't know, some family fucking thing. Huge crowd. It's like being in a pub.
Yeah.
And we got to drinking whiskey anyway at some stage. And there was myself, Mick Dempsey, and his wife Mags. And I put in my whiskey and I was putting in a mixer, and she's looking at me with absolute horror on her face because you just destroyed that whiskey. Because I put in.
You put in like fucking.
I'm not like a whiskey.
TK lemonade or something into
it. I put I think a Coca-Cola or was it something else? But basically, I don't want to taste all the whiskey because it's like me getting a punch in the nose.
I know, it's harsh.
But I do like the whiskey effect.
Yeah.
Because it's just lovely. But for we'll say the first half of the bottle, I want to have a mixer, and the second half, I don't need a mixer at all because I'm there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's my process.
Yeah.
Mags, on the other hand, is like straight off the bat, forget your mixer, enjoy the whiskey.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was something that stuck in my mind. I remember laughing so hard when she said it to me. She was so disgusted. And I just thought, we're being watered down with every generation.
But they say like I don't drink whiskey now, like, but like they say like a good whiskey like actually is like.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be a connoisseur of anything. You know, if I like something, that's the reason I'm trying. But you won't swim where you can't swim. I like to be somewhat sensible about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get rat-arsed just because that's the way you drink it.
Yeah.
I'd say, look, when I drink it like that, it's like someone smacked me in the face, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it. So I can still taste the whiskey, but it's down to to where I can manage it and enjoy it. And then as the night goes on, or as the bottle gets less and less, so does the mixer.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the night, I might have 4 or 5 glasses of proper whiskey with no mixer, no ice. And it's like, delish. But it takes me half a bottle to get there, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be drinking it up. Tullamore Dew. That's what it was. I have a beautiful bottle the brother got me for my 50th birthday. But I have this lovely bottle I got with honey in it that I haven't opened yet. And I got a lovely bottle of rum that has honey in it.
Yeah.
they're going to be for whatever crazy individual
really
wants.
Special guest.
Yeah, because I love to have
having fun. Yeah,
have a piss up podcast.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm waiting. I'm going to do a promotion thing on those Tullamore Jews for the who wants to share this on a podcast kind of thing. You know what I mean? It'll be fun.
There's so many interesting guys around and girls, I'm sure, but there's so many interesting people that would be great cracking here. Like
I have no doubt. Yeah, but there's all these preconceived notions and mistakes they might have towards myself or the whole process. They think some people. I met a guy yesterday. We were up at the V.
Yeah.
Went for a nice fucking stroll. It's beautiful up there, isn't it?
The rhododendrons, or is it called rhododendrons or rhododendrons? Those pink flowers. Fucking gorgeous, aren't they?
We went down by the loch and then we went beyond the loch, and there was a guy there. There was that big race I was telling you about.
Oh yeah, the knock meal down challenge.
Yeah. First I fucking heard about it.
Just happens to be up around there when
they
it was
were just finished. There was a Jeep leaving. Excuse me, with a trailer full of kayaks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were just finished up?
And he was just tidying up below and finishing up. And I got asking him, I was like, what's the story here if I want to bring my kayak up and go in the lake and the loch? He said, well, it is private property, but there'd be no bother with it.
No, stop,
He said, the only thing
I've swam there a few times.
Because their thing is using it, and they have whatever there, that they lock the gate at the top. So you can't drive down there.
I know. So you got to walk your boat.
So you got to walk down with your boats. And I'm like, that's just straight away. I'm thinking, I'm lazy.
For what as well?
I'm too lazy for this shit.
It's a nice area, but really it's not.
I can just go to Fermoy, throw in the river, and I'm good to go.
And then head down to Clandalane or up to Flatley's.
It was just you were there, you thought, fuck it, it'd be great. Who'd I ask? And then when they start putting up these roadblocks in your head, you're like, I'm way too lazy for this shit. And who am I kidding? I'm not going to drive up there with my kayak. I'm not. But then he's like a kayak.
It's not.
But the guy had kayak, and he was a lovely guy. He was any question you could have, he answered for you. So he's like, oh, this is the thing, this is what we do. He said, there's 300 people after coming through here already this morning. And I'm like, doing what?
Yeah.
And then he explained what they were doing, and I was like, fuck.
A brilliant event.
Awesome
I've
event.
never done it, but some of my customers were in
but in the course
Friday
of the
getting
year,
some stuff for it.
They have a weekend thing where they kind of get you ready for the one next year.
Yeah.
If you're interested,
right. There's a series of these events. Well, this might be separate now, but there's is it Quest, is it? And these adventure races are all over, do you know what I mean? Where you run 5 miles and you cycle 20 miles on boreens, and then you jump out and you jump to a boat and back, run over.
It's like the Iron Man thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but a little bit more kind of, I suppose,
accessible for the everyday man.
Exactly. You know what I mean? More,
you don't have to be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, you know what I mean? You're only competing to finish it or to join your friends.
Like a marathon of a sort.
Now the guys at the front, I'm sure, are fit and going for prizes and stuff. But generally speaking,
they're probably using it for training for something bigger.
Perhaps. I'm sure everyone has their own.
But it sounded very inclusive.
Yeah.
And it sounded like great fun if you got yourself into that condition.
Up for it, you're up for it,
And I'd say you'd have some crack with the people involved. So I was saying, would you come on a podcast and talk? Because the only reason I said it was, number one, immediately I was interested.
Yeah.
And he was very good at talking, and he had a great personality. Yeah. And he was like, you just know usual shit you'll get when you say to someone. But he said our PRO, which I have to get in touch with this week, would definitely probably be interested in talking about it, because they're involved in other similar things. So I'm hoping that they might come in the near future and we could have a chat, because it's fucking super interesting.
Really fun,
I totally didn't expect. I love when you just go feet on the ground, get out, and shit happens, man. You know, you come across these lovely surprises and meet some lovely people.
Yeah.
So it's
like we said earlier, there's just so much stuff going on, but you wouldn't know about it unless you're kind of tuned into it, and you're with people who are into it, or like-minded people who might.
Because he was saying that I was going on about the archery club and the Red Fox Archers, and we have a wood outside Carr, and he was saying that they're meant to be having a thing where they'll walk through that wood in the year there's a bunch of meetings to be had yet, and he goes, would you have a problem with that? I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't. I don't think the club would. Yeah. I think if anything we could maybe
build something around it.
Yeah. And promote or build a profile of both. Yeah, because he asked the question that blew my mind, and he goes, how do you monetize it? Monetize what? the whole podcast thing. I don't make a dime out of that. I spend money on it.
You spend money on it
because it's my.
You pick lads up even in town if they wanted to come
absolutely.
out. Like, I know.
I said it's nothing to do with money because I said I looked at initially when I think my nephew was talking to me about monetization, and I'm like, what's that? And then he's showing me all these hoops you'd have to jump through and I'm like, fuck that.
No.
If you go looking at that shit, you're going to do nothing.
You could look at maybe that you might want to like maybe build a little profile for yourself you could put it that you could maybe look at that you might like, you know, and that maybe there might be some value to you as kind of maybe do, but like it's just a bit of fucking. It's just fucking chatting to fucking dude and fucking and
it's
fucking
fun.
Getting to know people.
If I'm not having fun, I'm not doing a thing.
Good.
You know, if I'm not in love with something, I'm not doing it.
It's a hobby.
It's simple as that. I mean,
it's a nice way to meet people. It's a nice way to fucking.
Since my father brought me into his pirate radio station when I was a kid,
cool.
That has been in my head to be in a radio station or something like that, but not to the point where I go and work for a fucking corporation.
You don't want to be the 2FM in
the
afternoon.
I just want to be totally independent. And then, you know,
say whatever you want as well then, and you can use your
you're being yourself.
Yeah,
you're not putting on some weird way of talking.
You're not allowed to use a curse word, which is obviously part of our language, and I don't mean anything
100%. We're indigenous,
but I don't use it in any bad way. It's just part of my vocabulary to enhance a phrase. I'll throw a fucking naturally or whatever.
It embodies emotion and expresses emotion so beautifully and poetically that it is the Irish language.
Yeah.
And fuck it.
Yeah. And you can't be restricted.
Alright, our 5-year-old now, he's found a string of words. I don't know where. Now I'm getting the blame for
that. I know he gets them alright, yeah.
But I'm like, let him off.
Yeah.
I said, if you're going to make a big deal out of that to him, it's going to register up here. He's like, I've got a weapon now that I can use against Mammy and Daddy because this drives them insane. So I'm like, he figured this shit out in his own time with his people, and I know there's a lot of the words he's picking up from his buddies.
Yeah,
you know. I mean, boys especially, we know how it is.
Yeah.
Mammy and Daddy, we're getting nothing from Mammy and Daddy, just restrictions.
Yeah,
it's our buddies. Most of the things important in life you've learned from your buddies.
Yeah,
you know, from fucking around and. Did you hear all the gossip? And you know, that's how it happens. That's how we were brought up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say to her, don't be getting out of your pram about it. He's gonna be fine. He's just learning. He's only 5. I said he's brain dead. Biologically speaking, until his brain hasn't 23 or 24.
You know, his brain is only a baby's brain still. Like,
so let him fucking enjoy it. He's playing with these things.
Yeah,
it's like Junior is the other guy. He loves all these animated movies, and he have his favorite, and he reenacts them. He's got that dramatic flair about him, and he's making up costumes out of these rags and shit.
Yeah,
and he's reenacting
expressing
at the most inappropriate moments in time. Doesn't matter. He doesn't care where he is, or what the environment is at any given moment. If it comes to him, he's reenacting a scene out of one of his favourite movies.
Cool, yeah.
And I'm like, let him off. Let him fuck off.
I like it, yeah.
He's being who he is. He's growing into who he is. I'm not going to tell him what to be.
No.
Because my father had his heart broken. I remember when my father realised that I might have mentioned, well, I'm an artist. Because you didn't go to college. Because, but I don't have to. Because I know I'm an artist.
Yeah.
This is like, way down here. And I can understand his reaction only because he's a father of X amount of kids.
Yeah.
He's a grown man. He knows he's travelled the world. He knows what it is. He doesn't want to be worried about his kids being in poverty because they're artists.
Yeah.
And that's all he knows.
Yeah. Just trying to mind you.
99% of artists in history have been poverty.
Yeah.
Early deaths, blah, blah, blah. And he's straight away panicking. And he said, no, you're not a fucking artist.
We have no weird artists around this fucking place, dude.
But, once he figured out that you're not afraid to work either, because his reaction made you realise, okay, I need other things. I need many things that I can pour myself into where I can earn money. But my focal point is
your art.
I'm an artist, I have to create, and that's all. That's important. But the reality is, you have to fucking do whatever you got to do to make the money.
I know, you got to put food in the fridge.
Because you're being a realist as well. You don't want them worrying about you.
No, we're parents as well, and we need to put.
So you kind of that kind of vision, awareness of the moment of the person is a great thing to have as well. A lot of people don't seem to have it, I'm afraid, but in their time, in their ripple, they'll get there. But I just think there's less friction.
Yeah.
Because you can receive the information, even if it's emotionally, frantically expressed to you, you can receive it for what it is.
Yeah.
And you can see it for what it is. And you can say, I understand, don't worry, I've got a plan B, C, D, the whole alphabet here, okay? I'll be fine. And you just got to do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I let them do their thing. And obviously, I'm sure, I just hope I don't become that person later on in life where, you know, you try to fucking build a wall around them. You know, but that's my job then between now and then, to give them what they'll need physically and psychologically and emotionally, you know, and figure out a clever way of just putting it softly and gently, plant seeds, if you will, into their psyche. So they'll, but I hear myself saying it, I know that it's in their DNA.
They're gonna fucking run their own fucking race DNA. Anyway, dude. They're gonna run their own. It doesn't matter what you do. They're gonna run.
I gotta concentrate on myself not getting in their way. You know what I mean? That's my biggest objective. Don't get in their fucking way.
Yeah.
Just try to safeguard as best you can without interfering. You know, be the shadow, but don't be trying to tell them what to do or how to do a thing. In regards to like what I do with my life, Teddy.
Yeah.
You know what you want to do, just do it. If I can help you, great. If I can't, sorry. I'll cheer you on.
Yeah.
But parenting is a fucking trip.
Yeah, I love it, yeah.
I don't know what I love it. Sometimes I love it, sometimes it scares the shit out of me all the time.
Yeah. It's I know, it's fantastic, you know. It's like
how many kids do you have?
2 boys. Eldest is 12, 13. And
alright.
The youngest is 8.
Okay.
Going on 9. Perfect. Yeah, I'm blessed to have him. And one of them's into karate, actually, like you were saying, into karate.
Look,
yeah,
I always
fella likes a bit of karate, and he likes
karate and boxing. I'd love to get the boys into this.
Would you? Yeah.
I really would, because it's not the fighting thing.
Yeah.
There's so much. It's the discipline thing.
Yeah.
You know, and what it does for your own individual self. I got a lot out of it when I was doing it that I still fucking have in my head today. And it was never about fighting for me.
Yeah.
It was always so much more.
Yeah.
There's something very profound about the lessons you can learn for yourself.
Isn't it quite nice in there? I see him going in, they're taking off the shoes, and there's a little bit of kind of respect for the
and
fucking
respect
teacher
for themselves,
and
because
I like the white suits. The whole thing is kind of a nice kind of feel about it, doesn't it?
I was surprised. I was surprised that it's still in Fermoy.
Yeah, in the swimming.
I'm delighted
inside the swimming pool as well. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, do you know there used to be a gym and there's the swimming pool. Obviously, you don't go to the swimming pool too much. I go there every week. I love the swimming pool. We always go there.
I used to love going to the pool.
But there's a I suppose a hall there as well. Like
I know there was a gym there before,
Yeah, but the karate club now
that's where
rent or have that, or I presume rent it from the council. And yeah, that's where they meet. That's their club. Yeah, it's a great spot. Yeah. We use the swimming pool there like most weeks. We go to Mala swimming pool sometimes.
Yeah, Lucy's always on to me about it, but it's, again, I mean,
we like it.
Work has to take priority for me. It really does. I mean, that's your job.
We'll go to Stephen now. We'll go swimming now to Stephen, like around maybe 3:30 or something. We'll head off to the pool now. Me and the 2 kids we'll go for a swim and bring a ball with us and hang out there for a while. It's great.
I looked at Junior again. Loves the water.
Yeah.
Trying to get Sebastian into that relationship with water. I mean, we live in a fucking island. They should know how to swim.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. We were down in Glenworth last Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday. Do you know Glenworth down by kind of is the castle and there's the small bridge.
Yeah.
Well, there's a spot there on the right as you're heading towards Glen. We were in swimming there last
really?
Sunday even. Lovely.
It's
as clear as fucking day, man.
But how deep is it there?
When we got in, it was probably up to my chest.
Oh, no.
And you go over to the other side, it's probably out of your depth, and you can swim up there. Yeah, it's lovely. There's a little weir there. Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you need to be safe and be careful if you're going there. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's a lovely place. It's quite
what's the story with because there's people living in that?
No, there was something going on there. Maybe I think maybe a year or 2 ago, there was something going on that some family moved back in there and they were stopping access right, and the locals are getting a bit fucking wired. But that's all settled now.
Is it?
And that they're no longer living there. And the access point is opened up and there's a life buoy there and you can totally go and walk along that path now and swim in the river. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there is definitely access to that river from that spot again now. I think for a few weeks there was a bit of controversy, but that's all settled down.
I remember I was doing a stonewall entrance there in a house in the village. 2 of them actually last year, or was it the year before? And the lady there was telling me she'd go down to walk the dog. Yeah. And there was some altercation.
And there was a thing going on there. We were down there about 2 years ago with my family, and actually the night we were there was a guard car there, and there's a bit of fucking young lads, and there's a bit of fucking thingy, but we didn't swim anyway, but that's all settled anyway, so that's all over now, and it's like it used to be before now, like, and you can go and swim. It's a great spot to go swimming or fucking hanging out.
I know it always looks like a cool spot.
Yeah, it is. It's like a picture postcard.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I had no wits on it.
That's another thing I've seen lately about Glenworth. They have a festival going on every summer now as well.
Yeah.
I forget what month it is.
I'd say about maybe it's already been. I've seen the posters for it.
Because I remember thinking, fuck, I can't go. I was interested in going, but because there was a shoot that weekend, and I was like, I'm going to the shoot. End of. So that's how I missed the Glenworth. But I was like, I'd love to go and check that out, because I love the fact that Kilworth is the same now. Kilworth has a bunch of events in the course of the year,
and Araglan and all these local villages have great.
This activity.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have the worst opinion of society, but I have nothing but what you call it? There's society, because in my mind they're 2 different things, and community. Community is the real deal. And society is bullshit.
Okay.
Because society is just a bad idea, and it's just someone has to be in charge. Fuck off. Community is where it's at, and when I see all these activities happening, that's community.
They're good, aren't they?
And I love that.
And they're nice.
Because I remember. Do you remember back in the day in Fermoy when we were kids, right? Yeah. You know where the rugby grounds are now?
Yeah.
There used to be horse shows there.
Yeah.
And then on the other, I would go around the pike then, would say, I remember an air show there once upon a time. Okay. One time definitely. All these old aeroplanes, and they were fucking flying them and everything. And it blew my mind. There was a horse show there as well at one stage. But I remember there was always a buzz of shit going on in Fermoy.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was so busy. And there was none of this bullshit of insurance this, insurance that.
No, I know what you mean,
not to the degree that it is, where it's crippling things like that now. I mean, we've a fantastic park in the town of Fermoy, and it's fucking hardly ever used.
It's not used enough, really,
at all.
Yeah, and a bandstand as well. It doesn't get used
as much. There should be bands, you're right, things there every fucking every month of the summer.
It's a lovely park, like.
Unbelievable.
I know. Beautiful. It doesn't get used enough. Anyway,
not at all.
Fucking brilliant. It's nice and quiet when I get down there, so it's great. Fucking keep it that way.
Yeah, when I lived in Fermoy, I used to love going into the park, walk the dog in the park. When I had a black lab there, I used to walk the lab there. Yeah, I loved walking around Fermoy and the outskirts of Fermoy. I wouldn't drive anywhere, I just walked wherever the fuck. And it was just go meet everybody, go talk to everybody, and have a great time.
It's a great town.
It is a great town, great people.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's kind of, be great if they got, it just feels a bit downtrodden for a while there.
Maybe some of the downtown looks a little bit fucking kind
boarded
of like a little bit fucking, but it's not too bad. Things come and go, don't they? Shops close and open and they come and go.
Everything changes all the time. But you'd like to see it come back to full glory again.
Maybe that square when you go down there. It'd be nice to see the front of it uniformed. Do you know that?
Yes.
Do you know when you pull up there and it'd be nice just to maybe uniform that whole building, but then again, it's belonged to all these different people who can, you can do whatever you want with your shop front or whatever.
Yeah,
but it would be nice to make it a little bit more uniform.
At least to have windows in all the windows, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's like looking at a pretty face with a black eye and no teeth. It's like,
I know.
Go to a dentist and put a patch on.
But that's the reality of it. That things have come and gone and.
Well, we're not going to fucking fix it, unfortunately. But
no.
But at saying that, it still has a nice. I hate going there in the Christmas time, traffic wise.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it breaks my goddamn brain going. I'll go as far as my parents, because there's no problem there. But any further than that, I'm on
down
foot.
Over the bridge, yeah.
I might go on foot, but that's it. I hate driving in there. The week before Christmas and the week after Christmas. Yeah. Forget about it. It's fucking crazy stupid.
So crazy, yeah. I do a good Christmas trade actually on bikes. Yeah, I'd say bikes for Christmas. I have a little Christmas club and people put down deposits and I'd keep it then till...
You were downtown before,
I was down on McCurtain Street next to kind of Stack's Chemist down there, between Stack's Chemist and the fruit and veg shop somewhere in there. I had a small unit down there kind of... But it was a bit small and pokey and a bit shitty.
I suppose parking went
where I am now.
Where you are now is perfect.
Oh man, it's a new building, so I'm the first person to go in there. So the unit itself is lovely. There's loads of parking outside, and it's really good for trying out bikes. It's
and
nice and smooth.
You can have a great range as well inside the shop with bikes, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I thought the space was nice, bright.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I have a lovely unit, and people can take the bikes down Beachville where it's nice and quiet and on a smooth road, and they can try
around the pike.
Especially an electric bike, do you know what I mean? They can take it down the pike and try and go up the hill and stuff like that.
What's that about? Why would you get an electric bike?
Don't know. I'd never buy an electric bike, but I do sell them.
Of course you do. I mean,
suppose people get to work and they're not all sweaty and someone who just kind of...
No, I say fuck the cop on. Get a fucking pedal bike.
Get a motorbike or get a push bike, but don't be pretending you're cycling. However, I'm the guy who sells e-bikes, so do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of get it as well, and I'm delighted to sell them to people. But
of course,
if it was me personally, I wouldn't buy one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd buy a push bike or a motorbike. I wouldn't be going around pretending I'm cycling.
I used to have a thing for motorbikes in a big way. Yeah. I was so going to have a motorbike by 20, but my father threatened me with my life.
Yeah,
so like, fair enough. You're not getting a bike.
He's right too.
Of course he's right.
I'd like, part of me would like a motorbike. But
when I see a bike, I mean, I always say, well, that's a lovely horse. Because that's just the words that come into my mind when I'm looking at a beautiful motorcycle. I'm like, wow. I have a buddy now who's big into motorcycles. I mean, this fucking guy can go tinkering with them mechanically, and you know he can rescue something and bring it back to life, and do a paint job on it, do all the mechanical stuff, and those people, that's a gift, I think.
It is, yeah.
You know, to have that
mechanically kind
capacity.
of fucking thing. Yeah, I'm not
okay with it. I can appreciate it, and I'm happy that that's all I got.
Yeah, no,
I can appreciate looking at a beautiful motorcycle.
Yeah.
But I damn won't, especially in this country, wouldn't be driving them.
No.
The roads are terrible for them. Like, you want something like somewhere in America, probably California, someplace in California is perfect.
The weather,
probably for
the roads, the
fucking... Here, no. You want a tank here most of the time.
You do, yeah, and a fucking...
I mean, if I was cycling here, if I was to get a bike, it would have to be some kind of mountain bike.
Yeah. It's great trails. Have you been to Ballyhora? Do you know the mountain bike trail? Out in Ballyhora, there's like the countries.
Oh, I think my buddy Dave was at that.
There's like miles and miles of single track.
That's the woods.
Yeah, it's a Ballyhora woods.
On your way on the old road to Care, is it? There's a hotel after it, is there?
No. Ballyhora mountain bike trail is from here. You'd go to Kildallery and head out the Ardfinnan Road and stay on the left hand side, Ballyhora. Yeah. There's like miles and miles of purpose-built mountain bike trails in the forestry there. Like people come from all over to. There's car park, showers. There's a bike shop there.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure
rents out bikes. It's like you wouldn't expect to see it actually in Ireland. It's like it's so well laid out and signed, and
yet I fucking don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
so I'd be wondering how many other people know fuck all about it. These people need to get out and bang the drum, ring the bell.
I don't know. I think. Well, it's just you want to go fucking mountain biking, there's a place to go. I mean, they don't need to bang it, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time,
it's not a business. They're not trying. It's like.
But if you're going mountain biking, wouldn't it be nice to know that such a place exists? So you can say, I'll give it a go, see what it's like.
I think though you would soon
figure it out.
Yeah,
eventually.
I think soon after you got into a little bit of mountain biking, you discovered that one of the world's greatest mountain bike trails is like fucking 20 miles out the road. You know what I mean?
I know it's like me when I come across a band, for example. I fall in love with a rock band or whatever, a music band.
These guys need to get out there more.
I can't wait to go see these guys live. And then someone say, "Oh well, the lead singer's dead with the last 10 years." What? Yeah. Fuck! It's too late. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. By the time I find something that I'd have been into big time, I'm now not into it.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck! If I knew then that this place was there, I might still be in it. It's like with the archery, I missed out, the way I see it, I missed out in maybe 10 years of not doing archery because I was not at all aware of it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, But then again, maybe shit happens when it's supposed to happen for you.
Probably.
Do you know that kind of way?
What you mean, yeah.
You put it out there in your thoughts.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then it'll come back to you when you're ready for it, when you're more kind of equipped to do it. To make, you might have to go for a whole day somewhere. That means you have to travel there.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, you mightn't have been ready
you
for
were
it.
in the car.
Willing to do it.
Yeah.
But now you have everything to put you there.
100%.
So, and the want is still there, the passion, and then it grows into branches off into all these other things. So that's what I like about it.
Kilworth Woods as well is great mountain bike.
Kilworth Woods is beautiful. Isn't it? I
nice.
used to go there with the dogs. I'd open the back of the Jeep at the time when we were living in Fermoy. I'd open the back of the Jeep, man, and it was like 3 banshees just fucking flew out the back. And there was this woman walking a dog, beautiful black Alsatian, on a lead. I had the collars on him. I'd follow them. Eventually I would clip them, you know.
Yeah.
But it was that hour of the morning, you'd be thinking there's no one there. And this woman, I'd meet her a few times there. She'd be walking her dog, and this one time it was my buddy, because I always had a buddy with me, because I might need help with the dogs, because they're just mad. And she gave me this fucking DVD, and she was going on about this guy knows a dog whisperer, because basically what she was saying is, you haven't a fucking clue how to handle your dog.
Oh, she was giving you a DVD on how to train your dog, not to jump out of the car and chase her dog up the woods.
Yeah, pretty much. But she was being nice about it. I thought it was funny. But I haven't been there in a long time. Since we moved out here, it was really like... Because, I mean, like, you walk down that hill with the dog, and when I'm coming back up the hill, I'll do a little run with them. So by the time we get back, we're all fucked. Do you know that? And it's like a half an hour.
Yeah.
So you walk quickly, because you're not strolling. You're there to give them exercise. So we walk quickly. We go down the hill past the school, bend a bit. It's all hill from the school down, like.
Yeah, I see.
So once you turn around, you think, okay, here we go now. Ease into it, and then fucking tear into it. And before you get to the school, you're fucking bait.
Fucked.
By the time you get to the church, then you're all just, and you walk back home, and it's job done. And the dogs are happy, and then you take them on a walk later on, and it's not as intense, because you want them to get all the smells, because that's for their mental well-being, and then let them catch rabbits or whatever.
Yeah.
So is there any events cycling wise coming up that you're going to be at?
The next one is I have a choice on that. I was telling you earlier, there's a cyclocross race in Candlelaine, and then there's a running race in Castlelyons, both on the same day. So I have a choice to go to either of those events. So
and are they different events?
Totally different
in nature?
Events. Yeah. Oh yeah. One's a running race and one's a bicycle race, so they're quite different in
running and cycling.
Yeah, but they're different events in different places.
Yeah.
They've nothing to do with each other, like, but they're both just clashing on the same day, isn't it? Yeah. So.
And which one do you think you'll go for?
Do you know, I'm kind of in a running buzz at the moment, even though I'm a really shit runner. I wouldn't say shit runner, but you know what I mean? I'll be down the middle of the pack or towards the end of the pack. Actually, I probably would be in the bike race as well. Actually, it doesn't really matter which one I go
but
to.
But is it not a case of how you wake up on the day?
No, these are all pre-enter things. So I guess you gotta lock on a little bit beforehand. Before you could decide on the day whether you're going to something. Now with the pre-enter and internet bullshit, you gotta kind of lock on.
That's everywhere now, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta decide whether you're going to that archery tournament. Yeah. Not on the day how you feel like a week before. You know what I mean? So So, but.
I think the option should be there for walk-ins. Do you know, on the you've got two things and you don't know going to go to.
You go to one or the other.
Maybe the day you wake up, you might think, well, the body's be better on a bike today than it will be on foot.
Or the weather might.
So you might say, I'm just going to go to this one.
Yeah,
where your heart might have been for that one.
And I'm a bit like that. I do kind of like to make things up as I go along.
Exactly.
A small bit.
I'm the same.
But you adapt and they just sign up, and sometimes it's nice to know you're going then and you're locked on. You've paid your €20 entry and you're locked on and you're going to be going. Isn't it?
There's pros and cons for both of them, I guess.
And from an organiser's point,
it's a dream.
Isn't it a dream that
they can tick all the boxes?
Well, you're going to have 120 people or whatever, and that's how many sandwiches you need to make and whatever, and everything is a little bit. You can have your numbers so it makes sense from an organisation point.
The fact that I'm so unorganised, but I get it.
I know we both do. We're both unorganised.
I mean, Dunbrody was that way. Then most of them this year have been that way. I found that if you book it online in advance, And whereas before you just show up at 8:30 and you sign up.
Yeah.
And you pay your money, job done.
Yeah.
But I suppose, I can see it from an organiser's point of view. I mean, them Brody now, they had such a demand for people to go there.
Yeah.
That the thing crashed on them. And I was thinking, like, sure, I'd be grand. I'll just go down on the day.
Yeah.
And I'd be grand. And then it turned out, no, you won't, because if you're not booked in online, you're not getting in.
You're not getting in.
Yeah.
I know.
And it turned out when it came back online, it was full.
It was full.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, like
so
a fucking concert.
I did a podcast, and I tried to be, I just said, yeah, well, they're the best, obviously, in the world, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then I was doing everything I could to put it to them. Yeah. I need to be going.
Yeah.
Because in my calendar year, that's kind of where that's the peak of the year. Event. Even though this year it really wasn't, but as a experience it is. And I just wanted for me, it's like that's the start of the end of the season.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, everyone's going to be there. You're going to have a great time. And I was lucky enough to get into a raffle.
Okay, and you won the raffle. Well done, you.
I was one of the few who got to go in. So
brilliant.
Like, done. Yeah. I'm going. And it was brilliant.
Yeah, I like going to these things. And
you just don't know what's going to happen on the day. Isn't that it?
Meet some people.
Yeah, you just roll the dice.
Go in for a cup of tea afterwards and have a chat.
And you never know what will come from a chat.
Well, I was there the other night and I was at this Rackhomack running race, like, and I was on the start line and I was talking to a woman from Glenville. She could have been in her 60s. She was an older kind of woman, and we were both there on the start line, and we were both kind of a bit buzzy, like, and a total fucking stranger, and like the bit of interaction we had was fantastic. It was like going, oh yeah, fucking great night for it anyway. It was raining, like, and she was like, oh yeah, have you done this course before? Yeah. It's a flat enough course now. Oh, you're great. And I met her at the end inside afterwards as well, and we'd built up this lovely kind of like. Yeah. I'll probably never meet her again, I don't know, but we built up this lovely little thing there that afterwards, like, she saw me again and was like, oh, how'd you get on? Exactly. Oh, brilliant, yeah, fucking, we're having our fucking sandwich and a cup of tea, and when would I ever get to meet a lady from Glenville or wherever the fuck, like, and have this, like, close chat, like, we're both in our shorts and vest, like, shivering before the start, like, with excitement, and isn't it great? I love that buzz going to a race. I love going in and
but I know what you're saying.
I love going in and signing on, and like there's lads stretching and the big wide eyes, and then we all jog down to the start line and everyone's a bit buzzy and a bit fucking trippy, like, and then go, and then everyone's fucking panting and fucking psyched, and you get to the finish and the guy behind you goes well done, and you say well done to the guy in front of you, and you're great. No, you're great, isn't it? Fucking hell, you couldn't buy that. Like that's just fucking invaluable stuff, isn't it? Or whatever the word is. That's just
it is that. I mean, humans need humans.
Yeah.
That's what we are. We need that interaction.
To be part of something bigger as well, like to be part of something.
But you're
greater,
giving something.
Like,
you're giving a lot of yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone is giving, and it's like going to a concert.
It is.
You know the way the music just fucking puts everyone in a spell.
It does.
And it's just one giant entity.
That's what it's like.
Of all these little parts.
It's like being at a concert. It's like being at a like a rave or a party or something on the start line, and everyone's just like just excited.
You go fucking crazy. Yeah. It's just this enthusiasm, and it just stays with you for the week. Because I remember coming home from shoots, and on the way home, it could be a long drive. Usually the brother would have been driving, and I just get a thought pop into your head, a memory of the day, and you have a giggle, and this kind of follows you through the week to the next one. So it's like it's I love that part about it.
Yeah.
These are things you don't expect. All you're thinking about is, I'm going there, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
You don't win shit, but you have a great time.
Yeah.
And you meet all these fucking.
And you have the data to work on afterwards as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll say the time, maybe in your case, the target or the times that you did, and where you came, what position you came. So you've we're all I like the numbers.
Well,
that's
the numbers
kind of side of it.
That's definitely true, and that's the only way you learn. That's the only way you progress. But even if you're not interested, it kind of gets into your head, and you do kind of your work, and that's how you're kind of always training. Then you know what I mean. It all starts there.
It does, yeah.
There outwards, and that's another positive.
Yeah.
Individually or collectively, even, you know what I mean. Because they have this thing now where if you're at certain competitions, like internationals maybe, where you'll have all the Irish lads, they'll have their individual categories and blah blah blah, and then there'll be one from each category because all the scores will be tallied, and that's a team then, and then you've a team score. So Ireland scored blah blah, based on all the best of them. So it's there's lots of fucking, and where's the, we have the national indoor or the European indoor championships will be in Ireland in 2026 down in Waterford, and I will be there. That's kind of my new target. I will be there to...
you don't need to be on an Irish team now in order to enter this, no? Is it an event that you can enter?
Once it comes up...
domestically,
enter it. And I was there, that's where the National Indoor Championships was this year. And it was the first time me and the brother went to a national... Because we were there last year, alright, we're in it now. We've been to a few shoots. And we'd be talking to people who probably mightn't have gone to these... Because they're like, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever. And I'm like, fuck being good enough. Let's just throw ourselves in there and see what it's about. So we went to the national one down there, the national indoor one. We went to a few of the national shoots that would be held around various clubs. And then we went to the UKFAC up in Derry, which is, that's the UK and Ireland. They all meet, and it's in Wales, Scotland, England, and it's in, every year it's in a different place. And it's great crack. And it's a great experience. You'd be fucked at the end of it, like 2 days. But it's anything that offers you that is something that you should definitely go after.
100%, dude.
So bring on more, I say.
Bring it on, baby.
Yeah. So
I think that's it. We might wrap it up fairly soon, and I think we've done our bit. So thanks.
Good first start.
Thanks for coming into the Blackbird, man. It's been really cool here on the Blackbird, and I'm fucking so happy to be invited and to be in to welcome me into your space and to make me feel at home and to meet your family and stuff. It's been really good, and hopefully we'll do it again maybe one day. And thanks a million.
Whenever you want. It's always good to have someone.
And if you're passing by there, call into the bike shop at any time for a chat or whatever.
Well, if things go accordingly, I'll be just terribly busy, and I hope so. But no, it's like I'm starting to make time for shit now, which is good. But no, look, it's all good.